Okay, I think I'm just about ready to get started. One thing I just want to talk about briefly is that I feel excitement for the first time in a while because I know we got through most of the major cutscenes and I was looking forward to those and kind of discussing them after the sessions. But now I'm excited because I get to say I don't have to boot up Zestiria after today. You've no idea, Chad, how excited I am. I'm just like, I'm like, finally, finally. I'm not gonna go through the DLC conversations, but we'll see how much we could get done today. But the intent is that for the end of the stream, we're gonna switch over to Zestiria, set up a new game plus, and depending on the time, we'll do maybe a little bit of the intro. Otherwise, we'll just prepare for next weekend. Today, I was just trying to think about anything else I should probably show off, because I mean, we already beat the game. So we're probably gonna do in order, probably Phoenix, Dark Turtles, another optional fight. Then we'll move on to the money exploit, which will probably take only about, hopefully no more than 15-20 minutes. And then from there, we're gonna do a run of every single monument in the game, and that will be our official send-off. We are done. As soon as I start that chat, we are moving on. Because I'm like, once we do that, there is no higher point than saying I got to witness every single tutorial that I think is possible to witness in this game, because there are so many, chat, and we still know we have at least one more. So who knows what the number will be when we get to the end. I don't know how many I missed, but we'll see. I have some notes. We'll see which ones I didn't go to. But in any case, let's switch over. Just gonna make sure everything looks okay. There we go. So when we last left off, oh, that's actually kind of sad. I was just side note, I was trying to unlock the chaos mode, and the time it took me to get to chaos mode, I basically did one of the longest dungeons in the game. I just find that really funny. Just think about that. Like, absolutely not worth the time, chat. Oh, you know what, chat? I'm sorry, we can't completely end with the monument. We have to show New Game Plus off. Like, as in the screen of New Game Plus. And we are absolutely not starting New Game Plus. But we'll show it off, because I think I actually did not capture that on stream. So, to be fair to you, chat, I will go through and do that. Oh, man, I am so happy. Oh, that dungeon is finally over. So we have the Hexen Isle cleared. So let's see if we talk to Rose, what else we're still missing. Oh, chat, I never went to Elysia. Oh, see, this is why you double check. Oh man, I don't even remember what's in Elysia, chat. I have no idea if I'm walking into a completely garbage trap. I have no idea. Well, let's do that now. Hey, Chris and Yantos, how's it going? Oh, I'm sorry, we had to walk into the village. You could just teleport into it.
It was a big world out there after all.
But don't you think it's still too early to say that?
What do you mean? We've been journeying a long time now.
That's true. But remember, we still haven't seen the fire-spewing mountains mentioned in the Celestial Record. Or the land of ice that's up in the north. And I'm sure there's even more to the world than that.
Even more problems.
You're right, of course. But problems? We can handle them.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Huh? Didn't you have something you wanted to say?
Did I? I forget.
Well, that's convenient.
You're not much for conversation anyway.
Harsh, dude.
I'll tell you if I remember.
For real?
For real.
For real. Learned rhyme slaughter. Okay. Well, for those of you who've seen Zestiria, that was basically the game's wink, or not this. forget what I said. But anyway, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We're gonna introduce those locations in Berseria. So we'll keep in mind that they said the the fire spewing earth and the icy lands to the north. We'll file that back there. They're fortunately not threatening us with the Zestiria too. Fortunately, because that would just be unbearable. Okay, so this is how you would get his 4-hit combo versus the final prayer. It's fine. We'll probably never see it, chat. So what do you have to say about this, Rose? Oh, we only have 3 quests left. Okay. What a great thing to tell us, Rose. you bring positive news. It feels good. Oh my gosh. So chat, when I look at this, I remember how mad I'm gonna get when we go to view our new game plus grade totals. Keep in mind we've gotten like over 1,000 grade in a couple areas. Just file that in the back of your head that in one of our worst areas we still have 322, and one of our best ones we have over 1,000. Just remember that. It'll come up in about an hour and a half, but I just want you to remember that. So I could go to Lady Lake and rest. I don't think I should do that. Let's see. Instead, let us head over to the shrine. You could wave goodbye to our money because Zestiria does not like you as the player and decides to charge you for fast travel, which I will tell you is just absolute nonsense. I'm glad that is not a thing in Berseria. Well, sort of it's a thing in Berseria, but nowhere near to the extent of you losing 40k just for going between dungeons. Anyway, I'm gonna save one more time. So, let's prepare for the next encounter. What difficulty do I have it on, out of curiosity? You know what? Let's try it exactly once on normal. I've decided if I cannot beat it in one try on normal after the rematch, since we've leveled a lot, I'm just gonna go, you know what? You win. You win, game. I'm gonna lower the difficulty. But we'll take 20% less fire damage. I feel like this alone will probably make it beatable. So let's abuse the fact that we have decent items. Also, I just realized our blast gauge is really bad. I don't think I could go straight to this fight. This is actually kind of annoying. Hold on. Going into this encounter would be an absolute mistake. Wait, can I not? Wait, can I not leave this area? Oh, Zestiria. Oh, Zestiria. You should really let me backtrack from here. That is so obnoxious, chat. I now have to pay money to go fight something. I know you couldn't see it, chat, but just assume the biggest of eye rolls. I have to go like literally anywhere else. Fine, we'll go to Lady Lake briefly, but not actually in the city. We need blast gauge, chat. I am not doing this without blast gauge. So unfortunately, we're gonna go have to fight a couple of things to get it. I'm thinking about if I just want to use arcane bottles to speed it up, and I probably will. I believe I could get those pretty easily later if I really, really need them. So our goal is to just get our blast gauge at a higher total, and we're going to make sure they are not set to use it at the moment, because that would upset me greatly. So we're even just going to auto dodge. We're just going to do whatever we need to do, but we need blast gauge, ultimately.
Thanks. You can eat as much as you want.
I almost didn't get another chance to use an item. So hopefully just a couple more encounters shouldn't be too bad. Again, I want to keep combat kind of at a minimum. I want to focus mostly on the bosses, but there's not really a great way to raise blast gauge outside of combat, as in I don't think there is one.
Thank you ever so much.
Oop, I paused slightly too soon, so we'll give Zavid a little more meter.
one.
And I will start with Mikleo, I think is a pretty safe character. And we'll let Zavid go in first, I think, for Rose. We want to make sure Rose has 9999 health. And Zavid is probably one of our tankier party members. So now we just need to get into one more combat, and then I think we're good to go.
Come, Zavid.
Feel a slight numbness.
Don't let us
That's the way.
Incredible knife handling. Do you have anything? I'm not
So there we
hiding
go.
anything, I swear.
So there we go. Zavid's now at 3 meter, Rose is at 2. Everybody's at least at 2. So I feel pretty good about this. So now we're gonna go back to the other dungeon. It's just silliness, chat, like, honestly. Just rolling my eyes. But in any case, let's go back into the Fire Shrine one more time. Wow, I can't believe we've lost almost 100,000 just traveling between 3 locations. That's very upsetting to me, chat. You have no idea. Like, could you imagine if you were genuinely trying to save up for something and you forgot something in a completely different dungeon? And it's just like, no, it's gonna cost you 100k. Well, anyway, we're gonna let the cutscene rock, and before we do that, I need to remember to use food. I wrote a note this time, chat. So now we should take a lot less damage from this fight. Safety check. Just making sure we're on normal. Let's see how this goes, chat. We'll let the cutscene play one more time.
Oh, Shepard and friends, what are you doing here?
We got a letter. How about you, Attack?
Same with us. It went on and on about the time has come.
The time has come for the Alliance and liberation.
What?
The mascot was a Norman. Who are you?
Very well. You want to know who consigned you to the flames of hell. I am...
Oh, look, everyone! It's Brother Phoenix! I ain't seen you in a dog's age.
Ain't that the truth? How you doing? You still hyper?
Of course he is. Yep, it's true that Phoenix might be the strongest of all us Norman.
But if you took away his hyper, there'd be nothing left.
I am the man among men, the strongest of all Norman. Phoenix!
We kind of figured that out already.
Ugh, blast. I practiced it so many times.
How's it going, Kirk?
So, Phoenix, you're the one who called us all here?
Why, yes. Yes, I did. I disguised myself as a mascot and secretly assessed your abilities this whole time.
I knew you were there.
We did too, actually.
It was pretty obvious. He was dangling right there.
But it was good to keep quiet. He's so easily emasculated.
For sure. He gets way too wrapped up in appearances.
Ugh.
I was surprised.
Is that really true?
True enough.
What a farce! I could never relinquish her to such a buffoon.
Huh? Relinquish her?
Show me your power, then we'll talk.
Okay, chat. We're gonna prepare for the nonsense. But fortunately, we now have levels to go with this. So he's level 83-ish. We are now roughly level 83-ish. His attack power is still really, really, really high. And as a reminder, his gimmick is that even though it says he has 14,000 health, he will revive himself a lot. So, who knows what his real health total is? Who knows, chat? So he's resisting water, wind, but not earth and physical.
Hey! Why do we need to fight?
Who needs a reason? A man's man speaks with his fists.
My fist.
Yeah, you could tell we're doing a lot more damage, by the way, chat, because we're almost killing him in one regular combo, unarmatized. I did not mean to switch characters.
I need a hand! Release my Rhapsody! What?
Heal my ailment.
Release my spirit!
Oh, I got stunned.
Healing circle.
Wow, that actually killed me. Wow, that actually killed me straight up. What is happening?
I won't lose this time! Edna, be careful!
Trouble.
Well, I'm glad he's still absolute nonsense, chat. I'm glad some things never change.
Ocean Blitz! As your
I've no time.
Am I dead from this?
On your time! I am the Phoenix!
This is bad. Watch your health.
Oh, I didn't die from that at least.
I need a hand!
Nature!
Spirit cleansing! Elixir Fatigue! Here it goes! As your assault! Blue Flurry! Blistering Fangs!
You may feel a slight numbness.
Spirit cleansing! Aiming fire! Ocean...
Oh, one other thing I need to remember to use. Let's make sure they re-armatize. Oops. I hate that I have to do this every time, chat. I really do.
Open the way forward! Now's my chance!
Oh, I was hoping that would kill him, but it didn't do it.
Spirit cleansing! Elixir Fatigue! Laser Force! Blistering Fangs! Break
So even with the fire damage down and our levels, you can see he still basically killed me instantly.
As your assault!
Magnetic fields!
Ocean Blitz! As your assault! 3 become 1!
Gonna feel the burn!
Trinity Arrow!
Radiant heat!
3 become 1!
Magnetic fields!
Trinity Arrow!
That's not what I meant to do.
Gonna feel the burn!
Oh, he just canceled my blast gauge by Mystic Guarding.
I am the Phoenix!
Rose, get back!
You're gonna get bit!
I mean, to no one's surprise, Rose died.
Lord of Wind! Ocean Blitz! As your assault!
What is this, chat? Come on.
Blistering Fangs! Open the way forward!
At least we're doing more damage. I will say that. This makes this fight a little more tolerable. Oh, it still killed her instantly.
Blue Flash!
Really? That didn't kill him either? He revived again? Come on, just stay dead.
Be gone!
Alright, hold on a second, chat. We are not messing around with this. I am blast gauging myself.
Blistering Fangs! Open the way forward! Now's my chance!
Why is it not Mystic Arting? Oh, Zestiria. Your combat really annoys me sometimes. I'm like, I did it at the end of a 3-hit combo. I had enough meter, and you blast gauged. Like, really? Mystic Art. There we go.
The vortex swallows you!
Jerk. Stay dead. Thank you. Oh. I'm sorry, Zavid. You died. I'm not going back to level you up. That is such an annoying fight. Chat, I mean, like you saw, I had the fire damage resistance, and that's still... He still killed me like a bazillion times. It makes no sense. His damage is way too high.
This is indeed the Shepherd's power. I concede. You are worthy to care for Edna.
For Edna?
I figured as much.
Oh, I get it. Edna's brother gave Phoenix to her as a memento.
So then, Eisen asked him to use his Norman powers to protect Edna from all threats.
Including Eisen himself.
Then I have nothing more to say.
Man among men indeed.
So, Phoenix, what are your plans from here on out?
Is it not obvious? We resume our war for independence. In bringing us together, you fools have given us the chance of a lifetime. Starting this moment, the Second Great Norman Rebellion begins! Rise, fellow Norman. Rise, my downtrodden brethren. The time of revolution is at hand!
Brother Phoenix, you ought to know by now. We don't cotton to that kind of talk.
It ain't like they're abusing us or nothing.
We get to help out the shepherd. We're valuable.
Come on, Brother Phoenix. Let's hang out with Miss Lila. She's a hoot.
Complacent sheep, dazzled by your bread and circuses. But I will not give up. I am the Phoenix, and my aspirations are undying. I vow to establish a hegemony of the Norman, by the Norman, for the Norman!
Good luck with that.
Well, for now, let's keep working with them while this little uprising plays itself out.
Good idea.
So we got Mini Norman, AP increased. Phoenix now serves as Lord of the Land. Okay. let's take a look at, not Edna, Rose. I mean, sure. Oh, you can make him big. Center him a little more. Yeah, that seems about right. Poor Zavid. So now my blast gauges are completely shot. But hey, we beat it. And now we can tell where Rose is in combat chat.
Some of us are low on health.
Oh, Lila.
You knew, didn't you, Edna? That Phoenix the mascot was a real Norman in disguise?
Pretty much. Sometimes I'd pretend to look one way, and when I suddenly turned around, our eyes would meet. Just for a split second, and then he'd look away again.
Yeah, that sounds super creepy.
More like super irritating. It was like I had a stalker.
Is that why you hung him upside down?
You do understand that Phoenix was only being loyal to his sense of duty. Of course. Trust me, I know way worse methods of torture.
You should know that Phoenix asked me to pass a message on to you.
Edna, you have grown up to be a fine woman. Spread your wings. Your possibilities are limitless.
End quote.
Dude, that's so patronizing. Or it would be if it made any sense at all.
He's a very, passionate person. He's just slow sometimes to pick up on signs. I do feel I can soar higher than before, now that my umbrella is lighter.
Hey, there's a little phoenix on your umbrella, Edna.
Don't worry, it's just a plushie this time.
How did you get this?
It's a little keepsake that Phoenix left me, along with this letter.
What does it say?
For days upon days, I have toiled to make this plushie for you. If you're ever lonely, think of this as me, and it shall absolve your loneliness. Although I may not be with you now, do not worry. I am the Phoenix. Whenever you need me, I am there in your heart.
Phoenix is such a pain. Always talking and getting up in my business.
But you're using the gift anyways?
Only because my umbrella feels off balance and weird without it. I have a delicate side, you know.
Uh-huh. You sure do.
There we go. I think we have now concluded that little arc. I was like, that was probably the closest in the game where, like, I think the first time through I laughed a little. Like, I already know what the jokes are, so I'm not gonna laugh as much. But, like, I appreciated how weird the first time seeing Phoenix is. I did actually like that, chat. I will give the game a little bit of credit. I'm not gonna say it was all terrible. Just very questionable throughout. It's very true. They definitely did not want to program different Sprite Santos. That's secretly why she's wearing it. So I want to see... Oh, look at that, chat. We could buy more arcane bottles. Look how convenient this is. Let's go ahead and just buy all of the arcane bottles. So technically, if I want to go ahead and upgrade my gear, I could spend money to do that. But I have a better question, chat. Why would I do that? I refuse, chat. So we're just going to get into a couple combats here. And we're going to go to Dark Turtles. I just want to make sure I have bottles. So we just need to get into, like, literally any fight. I'm just going to make my way to the easternmost save point. I think that'll be the quickest. Plus, longer fights here will mean I have more opportunities to use items.
Ready, everyone?
Better luck tomorrow, thanks.
So we're, again, just gonna continually arcane bottle them, and then I have to remember to take them off of this, because they will just use it in the dumbest of ways, and I absolutely do not want that. Let's go hard and arcane blast. You know what? I think I'll use Lila again in the fight, so I'm gonna make sure she is more meter.
Thank you ever so much.
Or next time, really. Better Better look smart.
And I'll put Zavid in briefly. This will be my backup character, I think.
My clothes got dirty.
Thank you.
No one!
Can stand.
But me!
I like that it's so tall. You could just see it even when Zavid was in that cutscene. Look at that, she's chasing us, chat. Look at her go. So I think we'll get into one more combat. We will probably need a ton of blast gauge. Honestly, we haven't even given Mikleo anything. So I'm going to briefly sub her out so Mikleo can passively gain blast gauge.
Ready, everyone? Howling Dick!
Oh, look at that. See? He's used arts so many times, he actually went straight to 1, even though he wasn't there. That's nice.
Better look tomorrow.
Mikleo is definitely a character we will try to abuse on Dark Turtles. We'll see how it goes.
Mikleo! Frick, sorry about that.
Okay, so Lila's maxed. Zavid will just get a bit of meter here. And every little bit of meter here is maybe 1 extra heal we get later. So now we're just gonna make our way to the easternmost save point. Yeah, you like the way it sways, chat. You love it. Look at it. Judges us. We'll get into... I think this is the last fight. Then we're gonna go over to the Dark Turtles. I just want to make sure we have enough meter. Because honestly, I think we need like every little drop of it.
Scorpion can prove a very dangerous hellion.
If only I could tell which ones were male or female.
What? Oh, Zavid.
Not done yet.
Man, these battle quotes, chat. I don't know. I'm glad the chat enjoys it. I mean, just look at it at the corner of the screen. I'm being hunted, chat. You know what? We'll get into one. I didn't mean to spin around in circles with him, but it is what it is. Okay, so Zavid has more than 3 bar at this point. I'm maxed. Rose is almost maxed. Edna's almost maxed. Oh, Edna can have more than that. Oh, we're good. We're definitely good then. So I think this is the most blast gauge we've entered a boss battle with at this point. That's kind of nice. I just love I just see Zavid no, Zavid why. Just fly by in the chat. He's really terrible, chat. I think we could all just agree. I don't know if we could agree he's the worst character, because for me, he was one of the most hated characters. But I think now that I've sat through Rose again, I feel like it's really hard to make a case that Rose isn't the worst character. She's really bad. I can't do it, chat. Also, I don't want to use the in here. Let me think about this, actually. One moment. Let's lose more money. I think I actually want to go to Logren. I'm very scared to go to the inn because there's a secret fight there, and I don't think I can use the inn without it triggering the fight. So let me do... Oh, let me do an auto revive, chat. I feel like we're gonna need this. So let's go ahead and have the Mabo Curry bun. That's gonna be our safety check on Dark Turtles. So we get 1 free revive. I feel like that is worth it, chat. And now we're going to... I'm still astounded. Like, we've lost almost 200,000 in just this brief travel. It upsets me to no end, chat. I will bring this up again. Reminder, we almost had 1 million, and we've lost almost 300,000 to travel. What absolute garbage, chat. What garbage. I guess I should formally save in the city, I suppose. So we're kind of breezing through the remaining fights, which is good. I didn't need to refight them now that I've leveled a bit. Now, the Dark Turtles fight will assume that you are level 99. Oh, one more thing I want to make sure to do. Well, we'll get the herb. I mean, that's just kind of bonus, but... one thing I want to make sure we do, I'm going to remove the thing that levels them with the Norman, because I feel like that would just completely backfire on us. I don't want to give this guy more stats. I, under no circumstances, want to make sure he still has any defense. Now, we did remove something last time. Oh, no. See, we didn't remove this one. That's a shame. Technically, if I sacrifice more items, I could get Miracle of Life, which gives us another revive. But I don't know if we needed to go that far. Let's dismiss this character, because I don't feel like fighting a higher level anything, basically. So we're getting close, chat. We are almost done with all the optional content. Wow, finding the stairs is weird. Oh, I apparently did not open this chest again, but hey, we got an arcane bottle. Yay, I guess? Question mark? I mean, I could just buy them now. I didn't really talk about it that much, but I'll mention it again when we do the gold hunting. I really don't use the shops in this game. I feel like only the one in Logren and maybe Cat's Corner is worth using. I feel like every other one is a waste of your time. And the reason for that is, like, not only is the equipment just better if you wait longer, but then, like, they sell things like elixirs and dark bottles, or not dark bottles, and drop bottles. And those are way more important than any other item in the game, and not every place could do them.
So, do you have proof of anything like that? Look what the cat's dragged in. This is Sir Zenris's pipe. A friend of his is a friend of ours. We welcome you to Cat's Corner.
Okay, chat, we're back in Cat's Corner. This hellscape. Oh, I forgot there was an inn here we could have used, but when KO'd, cures KO and restores 60%. Oh, this is better. Oh, let's just use this then. See that, chat? That's why it's always good to double check. I mean, I would like to heal 60% of my health. I feel like Dark Turtles would still kill me, but I'd like a free revive for this fight. Why not? I want to check one thing while we're here. So, now we could see all the ones that we're missing, because I think earlier, chat, if you remember when we were in here, they were all question marks. So we could see all of these. I don't know how we missed all of these with Zavid. Oh, I know how we missed these with Zavid, because we did the side stories with Dezel. Oh, that makes sense, chat, because technically you don't have to do the Earthen Historia right away. Oh, we never did a using Alicia? What is this? A stone cold? Oh, hold on. We missed conversations with Alicia? That sort of intrigues me. Oh, I don't want to listen about the ones that beat the mysterious Seraph. No way. I'm just taking a look at generally the things that we've missed. Oh no, not one on the Cardinal and the Pope. Just please no. Jeez, chat, just look how many skits there are. Ugh. I apparently missed all the Maltran ones. My bad, chat. Origin of the Medusas before the basin is free. I'm not sure what the rose... Oh, I know what this is for. Never mind. We don't have to worry about that. So some of these we actually technically haven't seen yet. Oh my god. Wait, chat, hold on. Is there seriously one on reading the monoliths? No. I wasn't gonna do them. But chat, I have to know, chat. I have to know.
I think the one who's been writing on those monoliths is Maven.
The words in the ancient tongue inscribed on them do have a distinctive written style. It could have been him.
I think I've seen them before too. I couldn't read them, of course, but when I asked Maven, he said, "It's my secret code."
That does sound like Maven.
I wonder if he placed those monuments in various regions to help guide the shepherd.
They may have been built in a different order, but for them to be placed progressively as you head south of Elysia doesn't seem coincidental.
But judging from how weathered they look, surely they were made more than 10, 20 years ago.
Think we've been following the footsteps of a former shepherd?
You might be right.
Oh, I almost thought that was going to be a tutorial, chat. I really thought so. I was convinced. I'm not sure if these are tutorials. Well, they're safe for now. Oops, I was trying to go to the etc. Wow, there are just so many skits. Yeah, Maltran had some plot. I feel like... I feel like I had to have stayed near some of the tents or gone back to Alicia more often to get more plot. But now we know who to blame, chat. We can blame Maven. That was very important that we did that. I'm missing a movie? That's strange. Well, I guess we'll never find it. I'm like, okay, sure. So let's see, what can we do to prepare for this fight? So as soon as we go in there, we're gonna be in combat. Is there anything that gives us like more defense? KO protection maybe? All damage taken reduced by 90? You know what, let's just go for a generic 90 damage reduction, chat. I feel like that's pretty safe. I'm not sure how we missed the movie, chat, unless it's counting DLC or something.
Turtles in the house, Toida.
What's this song?
Everyone loves them turtles. It's called The Hymn of Turtles. It's an old family song, a real blast from the past. It's a song supposed to turn away folks you ain't longing to see. But it looks like it did the opposite. So, you's made it in, huh?
Like they say, you gotta be like the turtles, at ease in your own shells.
Then you've done well.
Enough talks. Atone for your betrayal of the Turtles Clan!
I see you have a similar combat grip. You and I are definitely turtles. But ability-wise, I got all the strength! Ugh!
Turtles!
Ha! You can't beat me with that sorts of level! You can't stop my ambitions, nor the tragedy of the clan! Our shells is an armor. It reacts and grows with our desires and willpower. But why are we turtles still so slow? Answer me!
I failed my mission.
I can't watch anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna recap, chat. This boss has okay defense, about as much as attack as Phoenix, which you saw was just kind of absurd. Weak against magic attacks in general, just because the art defense is not as high. Counts as a crustacean. Now, one thing I will state, and it's more obvious now that I'm rewatching it, but yeah, this is definitely meant to be a spoof of Zestiria 2. I don't think we will play Zestiria 2, chat, because I view that game as more of a cash-in. Like, it probably has the most in-depth combat of any of the Tales series, but in terms of plot, it is a solid F, chat. It is literally fan fiction, the game. I don't think I want to sit through it. I just don't find it entertaining. The plot, I find the combat decent, so it has more of an appeal than certain other Tales series games, but we'll leave it at that. So also weak to arts. So the other thing I want to do before we go any further is we are going to select You Decide. And we're going to have to fight the character who is a spoof of a Zestiria 2 moveset, including that last scene where they had the gears. That was a big thematic thing in Zestiria 2. But we're going to try to do our best to kill him.
I can't just leave him alone.
Hey, your accents!
You too.
McBoy's not doing it.
Why not join us?
Yeah, I think not.
Trinity Arrow! Spirit Cleansing! Elixir Protect! Here goes! Binding Vortex!
Happy rolls everything! Double
Open the
Phoenix
floodgates!
Fist!
Bubble Arrow!
Your frozen corpse is going to hell! Heat
This is not going too bad. We're still early in, but it's not too bad.
Blue Fury! Breakdown!
Fall to the earth!
Aim and fire! Rose, get back! Open the way forward!
Why is she not... Okay.
Now you've done
Aim
it.
and fire! Blistering Bangs! Open the way forward!
Okay, did I have one that was specifically crustacean? I thought I popped his weakness. Oh. I am a water damage user and I don't have crustacean. That's weird. Oh, Trinity Arrow has it. Okay.
Three become one! Trinity Arrow!
Why does that keep happening? Why? What happened to my... Okay, something's weird with the controls. I'm trying to hold R2 for Mystic Art and it's popping menu for some reason. That's weird.
Blue Flash! Lord of Water! My bow is the heavens!
What?
The vortex swallows you! Up to limit!
I don't know what's happening, chat. I wasn't holding a button there. I think that just kind of automatically happened, which really sucks, because that was not a power shot.
Trinity Arrow!
But we'll make do, chat.
Be gone!
Saints Arrow! Breakdown!
Rampaging giant! That won't work!
Open the floodgates! Bubble Arrow! Drag you down!
Take that.
Maelstrom!
Be gone! Earth pulse!
Blue Flurry! Ocean Blitz! As your assault!
Shake on!
Drag you
Wall
down!
Ringer! Quiver! That won't work!
Maelstrom!
Rising sand!
Burst!
Now
Ocean
you've done it.
Blitz! Break on through!
Oh, they used our Mabo Curry, chat.
Blistering Bangs! Open the way forward!
Corpse is going to hell!
Blue Flurry! Breakdown!
Command me!
Spirit Cleansing!
Rock Trigger!
Blue Flurry!
I had stun, but it also just wouldn't... This game, chat, I swear is super finicky with Blast. I don't know why sometimes it triggers and doesn't trigger. I was definitely holding the R2 for Blast Gauge, and it did not do anything.
Open the way forward!
That's a shame. We could have done a lot of damage there.
Saints Arrow! Ocean Blitz! Break on through! Blue Flash!
Echo Shock!
Now you've done
Did she really stop attack? Oh my god.
Purify the earth! There
Here goes! Binding Vortex!
Well, at least we seem to be doing okay.
Breakdown! Break on through!
Despite the game not letting me Mystic Art like 4 times now. Oh well, now I don't have enough meter to do it.
Blue Flurry! Ocean Blitz!
Man, I just cannot interrupt. Oh.
scale. Face of the world, gather for me. This is my final fury.
Oh, we could actually survive that now. Look at that, chat.
Elixir Protect! Spirit
Wow, that 90 damage reduction actually came in handy there.
Blistering Bangs! Binding Vortex! Three become one!
There we go, much more doable.
Trinity Arrow!
Corpse is going to hell!
Breakdown! Spirit Cleansing!
Ooh, we got this in the bag, chat.
I won't hold back.
Trinity Arrow!
I'm glad he just super armored through that whole thing. Now die.
Earth pulse!
Beat it.
Burst!
That won't
Ocean
work!
Blitz! As your assault! Saints
Purify
Arrow!
the earth!
Three become one!
I won't hold
Trinity
back.
Arrow!
Oh, don't hit me. Oh no, please don't hit me.
Face of the
You're
world,
pretty much scared.
gather for me. This is my final fury.
Rose, you idiot.
Got you, Rose! Get back! Here goes! Open the way forward!
She almost got us killed, chat. That actually really sucked.
Three become
I'm glad we didn't get hit by that, though.
Trinity Arrow! Three become one!
Break through!
Trinity Arrow!
Fortunately, our AI partners have a lot of meter, so we might actually have this. There we go, chat. Ooh, man, that is so much easier when you are leveled up. That is so much easier. So those levels from the bonus dungeon definitely paid off, chat. So I think between the minor damage increases and just the fact that we had way more health means that we didn't have to really revive that often. So there were 3 character deaths, and they were all our AI partner, because of course it would be. So we've now leveled again, and we've now received 2 Autumn Blades.
So strong! What a tough guys!
It all ends here.
Wait!
Please, you mustn't fight amongst each other. Wait, did he really do something that bad?
This guy... He stole the monies we reserved for the seniors' vacation fund!
And?
The seniors are mad that their spa vacations got cancelled. They told me not to come back until I bring them the culprit. Now pay us back, you soft-shelled coward, before we sell yous to a restaurant.
Too bad. I used up all your monies already. You can make turtle soup out of me for all I care.
Wait a meowman! Dark Turtles has been working hard to earn money for us cats, meow. He's donated all his money to our village, meow. Thanks to him, we are able to maintain Cat's Corner.
Dark Turtles, did you really?
Why didn't you say so's?
There's no way I could. Can't believe a turtles like me ended up falling in love with such a simple village.
You're such a numbshell.
Takes one to know one.
I'm glad, meow. Now he can come back to the shop, meow.
Shop?
Oh yeah, the local hip club in Cat's Corner, the Cat's Pajamas. It's a place where you can forget about your worries in life and eat, drink, and be meowy. Dark Turtles is a valued patron who brings expensive bottles of milk for us every time he visits.
Hey, suckers! You can leave the bill for yesterday's bottles to Turtles here. Hey! Why you?
What's the Cat's Pajamas?
Tell us, Micleo.
Don't ask me.
Time to do some field work.
No, you'll become malevolent.
I guess nothing got resolved after all. But nothing really happened either.
We attained square glasses. Oh, really? It costs 1.5? Why did the glasses cost so much, game? It makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Oh yeah, we haven't registered our new outfit, technically. I guess I could register this. Hold on, let's just delete this. So, I mean, I guess we could take a look at the square glasses. They're not really anything too special. I mean, it's kind of what you thought they would be, honestly. And again, it costs like 1.5. That just... I don't get it, chat. I can have that giant Norman and that's 2 and this is 1.5, but then sunglasses are 1? I don't understand the way this Zestiria works, I'm gonna be honest, chat. Okay, chat, so we have one more fight to do. And unfortunately, it is really terrible. I'm just looking to see if anything else in here. Guess we could get bonus experience, which I guess is okay. I'll just pay for the Mabo Curry again. And then we'll try to leave to see if there's any follow-up conversation. Because as you saw last time when we went to leave, something happened. Oh, there's a weapon there the whole time, by the way, chat. Oops. I just thought that was decoration, honestly, because everything was so small compared to it. Okay, let's see what happens when we leave. Absolutely nothing. My favorite thing, chat. So let's go over to Remedial Blade. which is an absolute piece of garbage. Oh, game, you never disappoint me. Disappointing me. You're so consistently disappointing. Oh, chat, this would have been a good item to have. What a shame. What an absolute shame, chat. We could have lost like a little bit of art, and we would have gotten all that physical back, and it would have given us focus +1 on level up. Like, that's an actually decent item for leveling, and I would have appreciated this like way earlier in the game, but obviously we're at the end of the game, so there's no benefit to us whatsoever. So we could go, thanks, Zestiria. I wish like Zavid had that kind of balanced weapon. That would have been kind of nice, chat. It probably would have helped us in that encounter to have it. We would have lost a little bit in the hidden art, but the amount of physical attack we would have gotten, I think, would have completely balanced it for how she uses it. The only thing that would have been weaker would have been her merged arts specifically. So we're gonna go ahead and save, chat, and we're gonna go into what I consider to be the worst fight in the game. And before I do that, oh, we are not doing that with one blast gauge. I refuse. No. So chat, I thought the duo fights would be kind of difficult, and you know, we kind of got through Jade and his insta-kill, and we leveled up enough that we could survive Phoenix's attack / use an item against him. This fight, I feel, was one of the most unfair fights in the game. It was easily my least favorite. So I want you to put that in perspective. That I didn't think Dark Turtles would be the worst.
Not bad.
Free, don't let up!
Or next time, really.
I'm trying to remember who I should be giving bottles to. I think it's these two.
Gonna grovel.
I'm really trying to remember who to give it to. There's a very
Sure hope this is edible.
there's a very specific gimmick to this fight. I do not need to give it to 2 different characters. I think I will play as these 2 for the gimmick, if I'm not mistaken. So let's just focus on getting them some blast gauge.
Don't get careless!
Lila!
Thank you ever so much. Worthless. Show 'em what for.
Next month, loser. Go back to sleep.
Finally.
I better get it together.
All this fight.
This might be okay. I mean, at least the people I think I'm gonna use have meter. So that's not too bad. 3 meter each. It's not amazing, but I could probably work with it. Anything lower than that, I don't even think I can win. I'm not even lying. Like, just... So we're gonna come up to a very unfortunate gimmick fight, chat. And it's kind of messed up. Because, like, you just kind of look at the title of it. I just want to remind the chat, we went through it yesterday, but this is, quote, we should take a break. Why don't we go to the inn? And so, like, you as a normal player will assume that means, oh, maybe we'll unlock a skit because Rose hasn't gotten an upgrade lately. So maybe all we have to do is go to the inn and rest. And chat, you would be wrong. Because Zestiria doesn't like you. So watch what happens when I go to use the inn. We are definitely taking advantage of this.
Huh. Lila?
What's wrong?
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to wake you up.
And?
It looks like Lila's not here. I wonder if something happened.
She's probably okay.
But...
Even Lila probably has sides she'd rather not show to the rest of us.
Has she always gone off by herself when we've had rough times?
I don't know. Probably.
I didn't know.
I don't think she wanted anyone to know. Just let her be.
Oh my! Are you 2 up already?
Lila, are you okay?
Huh?
You were gone, and Saray was having a right old freak out.
Oh, I was just taking a walk outside. Sorry for making you worry.
You don't have to apologize.
Holy mother of capitalism, I can barely watch this. You two are both so awkward.
Huh?
Saray, Lila isn't a little kid. And Lila, what exactly do friends mean to you? Why don't we revisit the fundamentals? It all started in this very city, right? Go back to that place where your memories are strongest.
Well, this is a pain.
Okay, so we'll go a little further. Well, I'm waiting for something specifically to happen. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't actually force you there immediately. That's good news. Let's talk to Rose for more then. Oof. Man, Rose, you are just really painful to get through, I'm not gonna lie. So it's asking us to go to... I'm sorry, I was not paying super much attention. Was it the... Oh, the Sanctuary. I wasn't sure if she wanted us to go to the Sword Shrine or the Sanctuary, but that makes sense. We'll go back to the Sanctuary. Yeah, the mother of capitalism got me. I had to put an Zestiria moment. Like, really? Just, Woo,
all to ourselves!
Seriously?
Hey, Rose.
Yeah? Got it.
What? What's going on?
Miklio's suggesting we leave you two alone to give you time to soak in your memories.
Subtle, Rose.
I truly appreciate your kindness, both of you. But... please stay here. I should have told you all. Saray, do you remember what I told you here?
Yeah, I still do. Vividly. You made sure I knew exactly what sort of fate would await me as a new shepherd.
And now we can tell for sure, in hindsight. You were guiding us so that the fate of the shepherd wouldn't crush us under its weight.
Yeah. This journey as a shepherd has taught me so much about people, the world, everything. It's a bit embarrassing to say this over and over again, but thanks, Lila.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh goodness, no. I should be the one thanking you. And yet, there are things I haven't been able to tell you all.
Lila, you don't have to tell us everything.
Saray, I have a regret. One that has eaten at me for years.
I assume it's about leaving the last shepherd to his fate.
Maybe I should have stayed with him. Maybe I should have supported the answer he arrived at, and been with him until the very end.
And if you had, maybe the end result would have been different. I get it.
Pretty much the archetype of a regret.
Yes, I suppose it is, isn't it?
But I do understand why it is you feel that way.
We watched the whole thing unfold, and we felt the same frustration and powerlessness. It must have been even worse for you, as his friend.
Right. The last shepherd seemed like a solid guy.
Yeah, I felt the same way, that he was sincerely trying to face the shepherd's duty.
At all times, he strove to follow the path that was right and proper for the shepherd. No matter what he felt deep down.
And so, when he reached the point where he could no longer contain all his anger, grief, and despair, the malevolence erupted and then swallowed him up entirely. Is that what you think, Lila?
And that leads us to her other big regret, huh?
That she made the last shepherd too conscious of his duty. That's why she's trying to avoid the same mistake with Saray. Are we getting warmer?
Lila.
Saray, I've simply been using you as a way to deny my regrets and keep them bottled up inside.
Huh. And so you're apologizing to Saray? Are you serious?
Idiot.
Saray, say it.
Huh?
Meebo, you too.
What? But
Idiot. Idiot.
Okay, that's too much.
Nah.
Lila, you see what we're getting at?
Yes. Friends are here to support you, right?
Yep.
I thought I understood that.
But worrying too much about your friends can suggest a lack of trust.
So don't be afraid to trust them and lean on them.
Exploit them. Abuse them. Let them do the hard stuff while you take it easy.
Not quite, but good try.
Thank you. Oh, my powers. I really am an idiot after all. To not notice how my own feelings were inhibiting the release of my inner powers. Thank you so much for listening to me, everyone. I feel better, like the knot in my stomach is gone now.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way somehow.
Thank you, Rose.
You helped me as well. Thanks.
Cool.
But not us, right? Us real men are too stubborn.
I didn't mean that.
Wow. Real men sure sound like a pain in the butt.
They're just idiots.
Damn right we are.
Whatever. Idiot, stubborn, I can take it.
Let's go.
Yes. I am truly grateful I was able to meet you all.
So she learned her ability. So we'll quickly go into that. I'll tell you what I was laughing about, Chad. I just want to show off the other one. So we got Silent Apocalypse, but we also got Primal Embrace. So the Silent Apocalypse, I think, was a DLC one. So we will probably also never see Primal Embrace, but we'll acknowledge that this is where we attained it. So I think the only person missing their upgraded one at this point is Rose. So let's see if Rose talks about anything else here. Oh, we're not getting another conversation. Interesting. I'm expecting something very specific to happen, and I'm not sure why it hasn't triggered. Maybe I have to try leaving the city. Maybe that's what it is. I'll save here. I don't think it really matters one way or another. But the thing I was laughing at, Chad, is they were talking about regret, and Mikleo was saying things about how everybody was powerless and helpless to stop it. And I feel like that was me watching the plot of this game. I felt like I had no control over it. And I was just watching a bunch of monsters go through the story. So I was like, yep. I'm feeling that regret. Huh. That's weird. Huh. Did I not meet certain requirements for this or something? So there's supposed to be... So what I'm hinting at is that normally, if we take a... Excuse me. If we take a look at our other characters, and we look at, for example, our Mystic Arts, if we were to look at Rose, Rose is the only one missing this at this point. Let me try resting here one more time. There's supposed to be one more fight. Maybe the other one overrode it, which is I'm fine with. I'm just surprised we aren't getting additional text for Rose, because as far as I know, there's nothing left to do in the game other than to show exploits and technically watch all the skits, but I'm not doing that. Huh. Very strange. Well, I mean, if I can't get it to trigger, I'm not really going to lose sleep over it. I just want to check one more thing. Sorry for the pause, chat. I just want to verify one thing. Did I, like, go too far into the game or something? Huh. Oh well. I was just like, something should have happened here, but it didn't happen. So I'm like, okay, did I miss it because I beat the game or something weird? That would be weird. Sure, we'll try leaving the town one more time, and if it doesn't trigger, we'll move on to the money exploit, because I don't feel like figuring out why it didn't trigger. So anyway, but basically a summarization of it is, you know how terrible it like, and how long that Zavid fight for the 1v1 took? There's one that is even worse than that fight that we witnessed at, but it doesn't seem to want to trigger unless I just have to leave the bridge. Yeah, see, like, I cannot get it to go further for some reason. Huh. I don't know if that's, like... I don't know if that's a bug or something, but something should have definitely triggered when I was here. But you know what, chat? Okay, I don't have to do the fight. For whatever reason, it doesn't want to spawn. We're fine. Yeah, so basically the premise of the fight would have been that, you have to beat Zavid and Rose, and you have to play as, I think, your character and Mikleo, and you are not allowed to use Edna or something like that, and it becomes a 2v2. And that is one of the hardest fights in the game, because they are so good with Mystic Arts, and you have half the party members you normally have, and it is just terrible. It is terrible that one of them will just back up and spellcast, and the other is actually really aggressive and just super armors everything. But hey, if the game decides that it doesn't want to spawn, I'm gonna go, hey, I'm okay. I'm okay with this outcome. Now, one thing I want to do to kind of jumpstart this, so let's start from the beginning. So let's talk about the setup needed for the money exploit. So we're gonna go back to the near entrance, and I just want to talk about it before we go ahead and do it. So one thing to keep in mind is that the only thing you need for the money exploit to work is to get 15 drop bottles. And the easiest way I found to do this is to get to the 4 stars for Logren. I went a little over during this particular session, but we did unlock it at around 4 bottles. So by doing things like the bonus dungeon, you should have way more than enough gold to purchase these drop bottles. Or obviously, if you're on a New Game Plus, this method's even easier. So what we're gonna do is we need to find a very specific enemy, and you do not need to unlock anything else other than just making sure that you go ahead and put it on hard mode whenever you're ready to start the bug. Or not really bug, but just more of an exploit. So we're gonna go to the ruins one by one, but I think it's better to start, I think, from the bottom ones. So I'm going to go ahead and preemptively just move it all the way to hard. So this is the only one I've unlocked at this point in the game. The only other criteria you need outside of the drop bottles, as high as recommended, as many as you could get, basically. I would recommend that you go in at least level 72, or else the monster that we are looking for will not spawn. And more importantly, for all of these places I'm about to visit, you have to make sure that you've collected the chests already at least once and have the treasure restoration on. So every single one of these chests will potentially be the monster we're looking for. So we're just going to start opening things, chat, until it gives us what we want. We are at pretty high level, so I imagine it will not give us the weaker of the mimics. But this is the easiest way to do it. So I usually start from the bottom of the list. All of the ruins generally have a room with a lot of treasures in them. This one is just the most likely one to give it to you. So if you were playing this on your own for whatever reason, basically keep going until you find this. Once you see this creature here, you know that you could begin doing really terrible things. Now, I think you could play around with changing the Lord of the Lands levels and things like that once you get kind of grade flowing. But right now we could see that this enemy is only really weak to fire. So we've already set Lila up to be as our partner to speed things up. But more importantly, before this battle ends, I have to make sure to use all of the drop bottles in our inventory. So I will play very defensively. If you find that the AI is being too aggressive, you can force them to prioritize defense by hitting down on the right stick, and that should greatly reduce the number of attacks. Or you could just straight up disable pretty much all of their moves, whatever you feel is more effective. But basically, we need for the arcane bottles to go through. So you can see that I did prioritize defense. They're just running around now. So we're just gonna do this a couple times. Unfortunately, due to this being on hard mode, it does take quite a while for the item gauge to go down. Unfortunately, this creature is very slow, so it's pretty easy to kite it at any point. So we're just gonna go ahead and continue to use drop bottles. You know what? This thing has so much health, I think I'm gonna let them attack a little bit just to speed this process up.
Burning red, freezing blue, hail in tandem!
I really doubt they'll insta-kill. As long as you don't have them with Mystic Arts unlocked, I think it should be okay. One other thing I think I'll do just for safety's sake is I will tell the... Oh, they're already on you to side. Okay.
Howling Deluge! Eat that! First Force! Azure and Crimson!
So we'll just swap out Lila. That's fine. She could heal. By the time we're done with the drop bottle, she'll be at full health.
Mingle and scatter! Fracture ice! Freeze! This time freeze laser!
Now, one other important thing is that when you go to kill this creature, I do recommend you have a lot of blast gauge. Because if you take too long and you weaken it too much, it will try to escape, and it can just make you waste all these bottles. But to save us a little bit of time, they could probably do at least, with our current equipment, maybe like 20,000 or so. Now, we're pretty underleveled, so compared to the monster, and we have not been grinding gear. So this will be a little tight, I would imagine. But I think we could do it, chat. So again, we're just gonna stack all of the bottles, chat. We're just gonna keep going.
Here's an explode!
Gonna feel the burn.
Saints Arrow!
Radiant heat.
Here's the
Torrents of wind. Forces
Arrow
of
fall!
nature.
Here goes! Azure Sword!
Look at that, they're doing decent damage. Look at that, that saves us a lot of time. But as you can see, like, it is kind of tedious to go through the drop bottle thing, but usually it'll pay out pretty big. So at this point, we now have Zavid with 4 bars. Our other partners have a decent amount. Should be okay.
Ready for dirty dancing? Magnetic fields! Geostigma! Ready for dirty dancing?
Are you ready?
Okay, I'm almost ready to swap in with Lila. So I'm gonna go ahead and do so at this point.
Last one!
Now our goal is to just kill this creature. So they got it down to about half health. That's not too bad.
Cantering Flames!
Since this thing is weak to fire, I'm just gonna spam Cantering Flames and battle our true enemy in Zestiria, which is the camera.
Cantering Flames! Hail in tandem! Cantering Flames! Cantering Flames! First Force!
Experience these arts with Hypnotics.
Pillars of Flame! Burning red, freezing blue, hail in tandem! Burning Charge! Pillars of Flame! Violet Storm! Fortified! Crimson Flame!
This might do it, chat.
Flow Bears! What a formidable...
Excellent. So, so chat, I want you to take a look at that gold total. Oh boy. Oh boy, chat. Ugh, look at that million gold. What a dumb money exploit, chat. So if for whatever reason you were possessed to play this game, just just unlock the drop bottles. Do not bother with grinding money in this game any other way. Don't even bother. It's not worth your time. And it's actually worth an okay amount of experience too. So we have level from that because we are not super high level. That is just absolutely dumb. So every single time we come into those chests, we will have the opportunity to go ahead and do that exploit. Now, my recommendation, just to kind of conclude the exploit and maybe what you could do with it, is if you take a look at all of the ruins, my recommendation is you just go from the bottom of the list up, and anything with ruins in the name, just look around for the treasure chests. They're in like every single area. This one just happens to be the easiest, so it was easy to showcase. We'll take a quick look at some of the other ruins just so you could get an idea of like how exploitable this is. Like, it's really, really easy to do. It doesn't take a lot of time to do, honestly. So my recommendation is if you're looking to max out grade, you just max your gold first. It's much faster. So if you go backwards on the list, you're gonna get into all the ruins with like the 6 chests, and usually you'll bump into them here. If you get really unlikely, just go to the other 3 ruins. Because the way the game works is that every time you go to 5 different locations, it'll reset the treasure chests. So if you go to every single one of the ruins that are marked as ruins here, it'll actually reset the bottom ruins. So you could just repeat this cycle over and over and over and over again. If for whatever reason it did not give you the Mimic Giant, it cannot be done with another Mimic. If you get the Mimic Zombie, this will not work. You will not get a lot of money, and you will waste a lot of time. I think you could just like barely get your money back, if not lose money on it. Now, you might be asking what you want to do with money in this game. Is that, well, let's just demonstrate it. So, unfortunately, we're going to lose a lot of money from fast travel. So, what you should do with money pretty much immediately is just pick a location that you haven't leveled up. So, we're just going to take an example of... I guess we could go to Lady Lake. Yeah, let's go to Lady Lake and we'll go to the inn. And we're just gonna go ahead and walk outside. And we're gonna keep something in mind, is that we can always trade items for grade. So you just have to go into whatever store you want and just buy the whole store. Everything. So like literally just buy everything in the store. Or even if you want to level up the other shops, it'll go faster. Maybe if you go to like Cat's Corner, or if you already have like Logres maxed out, you could do so. So if you need to, for whatever reason, you want to just be a completionist and you want to get the weaponsmith here, that's fine. We could go to Logres and buy their items, and we can kind of max it out. And we could just keep doing this over and over and over again. The only thing you need to make sure is that whenever you're done with your little cycle, is that, let's say you go back to Logrin, for example, just make sure you end the cycle with buying the drop bottles, and then keep in mind every time you buy the drop bottles from any, I think there's 2 stores in the game that do it, I just use this one, is that every single time you rebuy them, it will just give you more money back. So we're gonna spend basically all the money that we made, and then we could just instantly max the weapon shop with them, so we could get some decent items here, I would say. And then what you would do is you would just buy like all those arcane bottles, you would buy those hourglasses, and then you just walk over to any Lord of the Land, so you could go to them directly or just through the save point, and you could just choose to offer items. So remember all those hourglasses I just purchased like a second ago? Look at this. Oops. I just gave myself like 300 something grade. And then I could just do that for every item. So getting the shopkeepers to higher rank also helps, and it's just a cycle. So once the snowball starts, it basically never stops until you choose not to do it at that point, because you're going to be making so much money off the drop bottles. And the best thing too is we'll just demonstrate. So we're just going to burn all of the items we just picked up there just from the item store, not even the gear, which again will go towards the total. Is that if you go back into the set boon, we've now leveled up Logren enough to half the cost of moving between save points. This is a huge amount of money saved when you have like over 1 million gold, because otherwise you're going to be losing like 400,000 a trip. So either you have to tell yourself, I'm going to bite the bullet and waste time walking back to town, or you just go, whatever, I have Traveler's Guide, and reduce the cost. And that's about it for the money exploit. You could just keep doing this forever and ever and ever. It costs, let's see, do some quick math. It costs 200,000. I think it costs 300,000. Yeah, it should cost 300,000 in order to buy 15 drop bottles. And you get over 1 million every time. So if you reduce the travel costs, it's whatever you get in between is profit. So I think that's all I really wanted to show from the money exploit. It's really dumb. It's only really useful, I would say, if we go through a new game plus, because it's way easier to get money earlier to get this going. And also if we double or triple XP, we don't have to do anywhere near as much content in order for the money exploit to go. But because I'm not interested in grinding or maxing out any of these people, I just figured I'd leave it here as just a sign of, hey, that's something you could do. Don't bother grinding in this game. It doesn't make any sense. And just use this. You know? It's much faster, chat. Otherwise, it would take you, I don't know, like, to get 1 million gold, I would say, I don't know, like 1,000 battles or something. Like, it would take a very long time. I'll put it that way. And if not 1,000 battles, let's say you were in like the hardest area possible and you leveled them up as much as possible, that would still be like hours to get to 1 million. And that's just not worth it. It takes like 20 seconds, as you saw, more or less. Or not 20 seconds. It takes 20 seconds after you use the drop bottle. So it takes about roughly 2, maybe 3 minutes every time you have 15 bottles, and then like a minute to reset it. So it goes by pretty quick if you do need the money. But yeah, that's one exploit down. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break. I'm going to refill on water. And when I come back, if I don't see anything while I'm browsing while refilling water on how to get that other fight to trigger, we're going to go ahead and do a final run of every single monument that's in the game. And chat, you get to decide what is the worst tutorial. And you get to decide how many tutorials you think should be in the game. You have to think about these things. So you're going to rate it, and then you're going to try to feel like, what would you do differently? We're going to have this conversation, because this is going to take like, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes to run through every single one of these monuments, because there's a lot of them, as a reminder. And keep in mind, chat, I don't think we've actually picked up every single one. I think we were very close. Outside of the one I purposely missed, I think we missed 1 or 2 in one of the other dungeons. So you're gonna have to forgive me because I do not have the exact position memorized, but I have some notes that I'm gonna use to kind of walk through. So when I come back, we are going to relive the best of Zestiria. Be right back, chat. And I am back, chat. So, good news and bad news. I figured out what I'm missing in order to do the bonus boss. The problem is that I've missed an optional boss somewhere. Multiple optional bosses, potentially. Let's take a look at our valuables, so I can get an idea of what we're in for. Oh. Ugh. That's how I feel, chat, when I see that number. That is not the correct number that we were looking for. So the reason the other side story did not trigger is that there are exactly 32 orbs we have to collect. So I have missed optional bosses somewhere. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Let me think about if there's ones in places that I have never revisited. But one thing I want to check before we do that even is that I believe, I don't know if I went back to it on stream. I'm going to go to it now. I think it's in the Gorge in front of the Crucible. I don't remember if I redid this boss in front of this. Oh, no, this is not the right place at all. I mean, well, this is the Crucible, but this is not the location I was thinking of. Well, I will take the stat increase, so whatever, chat. Whatever, we do 3 more damage. Good for us. So, it wouldn't have helped us too much. This was the place I was looking for. I think I missed one here. I don't remember if I did this one. Like, if I come back to the Crucible and I look over the edge, I just want to make sure. Did we do... Nope, we didn't do this one. Okay, so I remembered where one of them was, chat. In my defense, I eventually remembered we didn't do this. So this thing's only level 51. It has no chance against us.
That is a mutant hellion called Millionpeed.
Even calling it a centipede would be a bit much.
Yeah, a million.
Come, divine wings! Swarm the sky! Zestiria!
I want to become stronger as a seraph.
You have more than enough talent for it. Don't push yourself too hard.
Chat, I think we can call that a boss deletion. Yeah, that thing had no chance. So I'm trying to think about, like, where have we not returned? So that's one. That's one I know that we missed. Where else? Because there's a huge list of them. That's why I'm trying to figure out where to go. Oh, you know... Oh, what? Oh, no, what Rose wants. Oh, no.
I should learn to ski.
Huh? Why?
Because hell froze over when you started using your head.
It's
okay, that made me laugh a
It's
little.
hard at first if you're not used to it.
Very funny. So that's what you think of me.
So, Rose, what was on your mind?
Well, you know, we've beaten a whole bunch of Hellions. Those big old boss-type suckers. But I feel like I'm, missing something.
Is it that you want to become stronger?
More like something that'll clinch the battle.
I don't know if that's necessary. You're already plenty strong, Rose.
That's something only people who've lived on the battlefield will understand. That feeling when you know what you have to do, but you lack the confidence and the strength you'll need to do it.
Knowing what you have to do.
And getting confidence in your strength.
Rose, the desire for strength is one that can very easily breed malevolence.
Rose, like I said earlier, you don't have to do anything you're not used to. Remember back in the Tintagel ruins? You listened to what I had to say and then searched your feelings to come up with your answer. Someone like you don't need to think, just feel. Right?
Our Mickey's actually pulled together some good advice. Chalk me up as another vote.
Yeah, maybe it's time to go back to basics.
Might as well. How about where we first met then? Lady Lake, wasn't it?
Yeah, even before we met Lila.
Wow, you do make a beeline for the lady folk.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody.
I see I needn't have worried.
But I'm glad you did. Thank you, Lila.
Of course.
Oh, that's actually what we needed. That was literally the only one we missed. Oops, my bad, chat. That wasn't too bad. I thought there were slightly more. I miscounted when I was looking over the list. But hey, I remember, chat. I think you should be impressed that I remembered that it was that specific one we did not go back and do. See that, chat? The long-term memory sometimes works. The short-term, not at all. But the long-term remembered that I didn't do that. And I just never got around to it because my short-term memory to do it on stream didn't happen. So, you know, it kind of balances out there. So what we need to do is I need to make sure we have more meter because I refuse to do this fight without it. Yeah, let's stay with this party lineup. I just need to get a little bit of meter. Oh. You know, I'll just burn them. It's easier.
Are you ready?
Let's get him! All right!
So again, the goal is to mostly use... Oh, I burned all my bottles. See, that's the short term. Well, we're gonna go and buy some bottles just in case for the final fight. We're gonna be using a lot of elixirs, I have a feeling, because this is literally gonna be the last fight. I just want to make sure that Mikleo and Lila have more meter. I think this is good.
You're all so strong.
So we're gonna do like 1 or 2 more fights just to get a little more meter. It's going pretty quick.
We mustn't hold back.
Serpent of water.
Too close.
Such is the guy.
Yeah, maybe we'll do 1 more fight and then we'll go back. This should be an okay amount of meter for me, honestly. Because I didn't want to go in with any less than 6, and we're already almost at 6. Even if we...
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Excuse me, I'm not almost at 6. We're almost at 7, so that's good. So yeah, let's just walk to the other save point. Whatever meter we build is whatever meter we build.
Shall we go?
My divine flame!
Ice Reaver!
This is it! Oh, like a tiger blade!
Let's get him!
Are you ready? Bring this
He's on! No escape! They didn't...
I don't think this will help us necessarily, but I'll just build meter for Edna. I know Zavid and Rose specifically are going to be a problem for us, so I don't need to worry about their blast gauge, because we're going to be fighting them.
Guess we should do this.
Let's get him!
Are you ready?
So not too bad, chat, not too bad.
Yeah, we
Well,
did it!
So Edna's getting some safety meter. I don't recall if she's used in the fight. But hey, it's better than nothing, I suppose.
This will be quick.
And now we have 5 meter, which is excellent.
Come on, everyone! Ready? Prepare yourself! Jade Luminescence!
I kind of forgot they were set to that. The short-term memory, chat, it's terrible. I hate doing this. I think that's why I don't remember it. I just view it as, oh, I'm annoyed at the boss because they're not doing what I need them to do. So I have to constantly touch their AI strategies. I mean, I have no reason to rush that last fight just because Edna was getting blast gauge, but I think now that's good enough. See the giant Phoenix mascot blocking out all the graphics. As intended, chat. Okay, so we're gonna do a safety save here. So let's go ahead and do so now. Yeah, just keep in mind, chat, we could have done this fight technically before we even beat the game. I think the furthest you have to go in is the illusionist fight within the Mabanago ruins. I think that's as far as you need to go, and you could have triggered it. So keep in mind that this is not supposed to be an endgame battle. I mean, it's like near the end of the normal game, but definitely not post-game. So we're gonna go ahead to... here. Actually, before I do that, let's actually just go to Lady Lake itself, because I want to get the KO thing. One other thing I want to make sure that I'm doing is I'm going to check the difficulty. Let's not do that on hard, please no. Like just no thanks. And let's go ahead and use Mabo Curry Bun. Now, if you had forgotten you picked up that particular side quest and you had the nasty choice of leaving town by foot, then I am so sorry, because this fight is really atrocious. I don't know what they were thinking. Because I was like, ooh, a side quest. And I was like, big mistake.
Something's going on over there.
Seems like their carriage wheel broke.
Why don't we help them out?
Sure.
It's done.
You can tell Rose is still feeling a little uneasy over that whole desire for strength thing we talked about earlier.
Looks like it. Seems complicated.
Thinking hard. That's what I think about, chat, when they talk about stuff like this.
I was just reminded of the first time I met Saray.
Yeah, me too.
I had no idea I'd be going on a journey with you, let alone with a bunch of ghosts.
You were so gullible when you first joined. Used to be way more fun to scare you.
It was honestly kind of depressing to be feared so much.
You were really mean, Edna. Freaking terrorist.
You know, you once did a bit of terrorizing yourself.
Rose the infamous assassin had Saray in her sights once, didn't she?
Yeah, and then she suddenly turned around and risked her own life to save his. How precious.
We were with Saray the whole time, watching by his side, but powerless to do anything.
Powerless, chat.
It really was completely nuts, what you did there.
I was just foolhardy back then. And blind to things.
You need to be that way, for some things.
Huh. So that's why you did that for him.
Hey now, Rose. You're thinking too hard about all this again.
I feel like that's the
You
theme
don't
of
have to say
Zestiria.
everything that pops into your head.
Don't think about the plot and then it works.
Rose?
Lila. Strength can warp you if you don't have the proper intentions. Lunar was like that.
But if you don't have the strength and
Don't
skills
pretend
to
like
make
he was a
those
major
intentions
villain
reality,
game. Don't you dare
just
pretend like
example
he
them.
did anything other than have 2 fights and do
Yeah.
nothing relevant to the plot.
Raven risked
How
his
dare
life to
you?
teach me that. He strove for power too, but it was for the sake of his comrades, for the sake of the Wind Riders. I do want to learn confidence in my strength. And I'm ready to get stabby for it.
Got it.
Ready to get
All right.
stabby for
I'll
it?
take this side.
Sure. Let's go in order.
That should be sufficient.
Should be a doozy of a training session.
Bring it, suckers!
And chat, look at this. We get to fight them in their current outfit. That's the true reason for doing this, chat. Now, we are very high level, so hopefully we will still not get one shot. But the fact that we have half a party is just absolutely gross. And also, I'd like to point out how absolute nonsense this is. Just like, come on, what is this? They have so much health. Anyway, let's go through this. So I do not have something that will hit both of them unless I use physical. But if I try to use physical, I'm absolutely going to get stomped. Speaking of which...
Blistering bangs! Binding vortex! Now's my chance!
I did not want to continue that combo.
Double Demon Fang!
How dare you double Demon Fang me? How dare you?
Check me out.
Ruin! Earth Lord! Strong as the earth! Behold, radiant ruin! Earth revolution!
Quiver and crack!
Ugh. Now I kind of wish I had Edna with more defense. Or not defense, more blast gauge.
Surging landscape! Echo shock! Rock river!
We'll do our best, chat.
Try out! Take this!
Purify the earth!
Here I go.
Yeah, I'm basically gonna get juggled forever. I just have to be careful.
Big on! Try out! Rock
Jeez. They're all over us, chat. Get off of me.
restricted! Nope! You may feel a slight numbness.
Alright, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate, then I'm gonna tag Lila in. Let's use her Mystic Art.
May it burn your soul! Vermilion Classic, burn away! Colors of flame!
Your wits about you.
What happened to her AI?
Purgatory of flame!
This doesn't look good.
I think if at any point I don't block an attack, I think they will...
You may feel a slight
I think I'll get punished. So I have to be very careful.
Rising Phoenix!
Vermilion Classic!
There we go. Let's kill her. Rose is dead, chat. This is the dream you've always wished for. Oh no, she's not dead. Oh no. Dream denied. Man, she's got... Really? She's like one hit from death. Are you kidding me? I swear, if she Mystics Arts me, I'm gonna be so salty. Okay, there we go. Ooh, well, we came really over-prepared for this fight, so thank you, game. Thank you for giving me a chance. None of them have Mystic Arted me, which is great.
Don't push yourself up! Too close!
So again, we're just gonna block and build Blast Gauge.
There's a barrier.
She's gonna heal me on occasion.
magnetic field.
That did it!
Already.
Hey, why don't you let your guard down?
So we built up a lot of meter, so that's not too bad.
Purify the earth!
So he's weak to water. I suppose I should switch to Mikleo.
Ready? Go!
Although we'll do some damage there, because we did get the stun. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Echo shot! Rock!
Yeah, fortunately we did not do this fight earlier on. I would have been very, very upset if we did.
Take this!
They... I'm not really sure why they didn't Mystic Art us, chat, but I'm just gonna go thank you. I'll take the win, chat. I'm not gonna complain about the no Mystic Art.
Gonna feel the burn. Radiant heat.
Lord of water! Lord of water!
There we go. We baited him, chat. And now the other terrible character has been defeated. Goodbye.
This feeling.
Rose!
Ow.
Are you okay?
Saray, everyone, thank you.
Did something click?
Yep.
Show us. We could give you some feedback.
Not here. I'm still figuring out how to adjust my strength, and I don't want you all to get hurt.
Oh,
Ugh.
okay.
That's how I feel about her, chat.
If I may ask now, what is the reason you felt the need to gain confidence in your strength?
It's my way of preparing for the final battle, I guess. Like, I'm not as capable as you guys are. I wanted to feel not just passion, but real physical strength. So that I'll know I can follow through on the answer I reach.
Rose.
Come on, guys, don't take it so seriously.
Rose, don't you think this might be the perfect time to tell everyone what you said to me in Lastenbell?
What? Not now. The moment's like way past already.
What is it? Now I'm curious.
Well... Nope. Can't do it. Ask Lila sometime when I'm not around.
Rose, I want you to know that I'm really, really glad we met you.
So
Ugh.
Lila style.
Huh? I didn't mean it to sound like that.
Sheesh, I'm joking. Anyway, the sun's down already. Let's spend the night in Lady Lake. I'm starving.
Mikleo, your perceptions weren't wrong after all.
Though it's more trouble on our plates.
So says the biggest trouble of them all.
You're a trouble.
Face it, we're all trouble.
You can say that again.
Guys, dinner time! Chop chop!
Coming!
This dialogue, chat, it
And
gets
the
to me.
seed of worry budded and bloomed into a beautiful flower. The end.
You mean the whole thing with Rose's new move? but that lovely flower was about to get its petals munched off by the worry worm.
Yes, all my mothering just made things more complicated. I won't do it again.
But the occasional screw-up is one of your charming features, Professor Lila.
Aww. If only Professor Zavid would screw up as rarely as Professor Lila.
Oh, no! Called out by Professor Edna.
Don't you think so, Professor Miclio?
What? I'm not a professor.
Professor Miclio, you already earned your honorary degree by being the first to discover Rose.
That's something Rose decided herself, not me. Same as today. And again, I'm not a professor.
But Professor...
I'm not a professor.
Professor Edna, Professor Miclio is being uncooperative.
How rude. We expected better, Professor Miclio.
Yeah, Professor Miclio, clean up your act.
Lila, I understand your concerns, and I'm honestly grateful you brought up the potential dangers back there. You all are far more experienced than the rest of us, and we owe you guys a lot for your guidance.
Professor Miclio!
Professor Miclio's back!
How rude, Professor Miclio.
This'll teach me to ever say anything sincere again.
We learned Crown of Torment, leveled up, got a new battle action. What battle action did we even unlock? Oh, I guess I cast exactly 151 Mystic Arts on them. So using Quick Step to perform quick evades in a row without taking damage reduces the required BG for Mystic Arts by 1. That is not really that useful to us. So I think for future reference, chat, if for whatever reason you wanted to play the game, let's say you were going through the normal difficulty and you want to increase your max health, if you armatize 1,000 times, that is what is needed to get the one where when you armatize, your health goes over 9999. Chat, that is a lot of combats you have to go into. We're not doing that, chat. I'm sorry. That's just not a good use of our time. But hey, we apparently got through the entire game with only 589 battles. I mean, that's not too bad. We unfortunately had to do some to grind some blast gauge here and there, but you know, I would say at this point there is no more content I really want to show off. The DLC skits, I'm sorry, chat. I just don't care about these characters. I can't force myself to get there. Oh yeah. And the worst part though, chat, is the 1,000 battles is not even the minimum you need to do in order to get all of the possible abilities. Like, just think about it this way. You have to play hard for like 300 battles and then, or yeah, about 300 and then like another 300 on top of that. And then you need to somehow also get 300 Mystic Arts, which if you think about how slow we get it, unless you're sitting there and just constantly using bottles to restore your BG, that is also not realistically doable in 1,000 battles. Yeah, sorry chat, we are not wasting our time with that. Absolutely not. So here's the deal, chat. We are in the home stretch of the game. I was thinking about where to go, and I think the best thing to do at this point is to just kind of rest. We'll just get some healing, whatever. So we're gonna do a grand tour of all of the monuments, chat, and we're gonna see if we missed any. I know we missed one at the very end, and if that's the only one we missed, that's okay. But we get to relive that experience, chat. We get to say, hey, the game thought this was a good idea. Why don't we take a look at everything they have to offer? For those of you that are curious, I think the price will continue to go down to near 0 for travel, but I think it'll always charge you 1. So we do not have to worry about running out of money, because we're going to be doing a ton of teleporting around. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start where it all began, and we're going to go to the inside circular hall waypoint. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the map, because I have a general idea of where most of these are. We are going to go up, I believe. Yeah, like the music here is throwing me off, but this is the correct direction. We have the ominous phoenix chasing us. So let's keep an eye out for the first tutorial. It should be around here. Look at that chest. We're not opening it. It's fine. So we have the very first, well, one of the very first tutorials. So we get to learn about martial arts. Chat, I want you to decide if these tutorials were worth it. Like, how many of these do you think were actually relevant and you feel like would have helped you the first time you played the game? And how many of the other ones are you like, why are you here? So we'll just take a look at these. And I think what I'll do is I'll probably highlight these once the stream is over. So that way, if anybody's trying to get a visual guide for all the tutorials in this game, or you just want to go back and go, there couldn't have been that many tutorials, right? You can go rewatch this particular highlight and you could go, wow, they really did it. They really put that many tutorials in this game. So we have one monument down, chat. Now it's talking about the guard gauge, which is talking about, you know, SC rate is recovered. If they happen to block your move, so it's not really good to spam. You know, we got some basics there. So we'll leave that one up for a second more, and now we're gonna leave. And I believe there's one more within this area. Do I have monument detection on? What a great question. I should probably put it on just to see, chat. So no, we did not miss any of those, I could very safely say. We have been by this area so many times. We have not missed them, I guarantee it. Plus, we'll know if we missed it in general, because what'll happen is that you get extra dialogue whenever you've missed a monument. So that one, it just gave us the tutorial immediately. So it didn't say, like, there's ancient writing on the monument or whatever. So that's how you know we've seen these before. So, like, this one's not a terrible tutorial. Like, it tells you about SC, the spirit chain. You know, that one wasn't too bad, chat. You know, it's teaching you a mechanic. And I feel like that was relevant. So it tries to vaguely guide you as to when you should care about the spirit chain. I mean, we ignored that for pretty much all of our playthrough, but, you know, that's fine. But I think what we need to do now is, why don't we just decide to exit? I'm just thinking about the quickest way that we could do this. Unfortunately, there appear to be no enemies here, or else we could be taking advantage of Quick Step. But we're going to go ahead and teleport, I think, to the outside of this location. Save us a little bit of a walk. So I believe that should put us in Elysia, and we'll do it near the Elysia entrance. So there should be one right in front of us, and we're gonna go walk over to the ruins. This one's about targeting. I mean, you know, so far these aren't, like, too egregious. I think the chat would generally agree. So we're gonna go ahead and walk over to the ruins there. So let's see, that was 3 in the first area, then we got 2 in the next. I didn't feel like navigating out of the ruins. Technically, we could have left the ruins to also go there, but I'm like, whatever, it's fun. So I believe if we go this way, we should stumble upon another monument. Eventually. Should be right there. There it is, chat. So far, you know, it's telling us about simple difficulty. Okay, you know, like this I feel like was a fair tutorial, you know. It doesn't quite gather all the aspects of the difficulty change, but I feel like it generalizes it enough that it's not a huge deal either way. So now we are just gonna go to probably this save point because it's a little quicker. So, you know, not too bad. I think our favorite ones are a little later down the line, chat. Those later ones are just, special. Oh, did I miss it? We were, like, right in here. Oops. I was thinking about how to leave this area. It's been so long since we've been here, honestly. So now what we should do is let's go to Lake Haven Heights. And we will just kind of continue on with that. Let's use the Aroundite Forest entrance. So we just have to go a little further down from here and we should be fine. So if I remember correctly, chat, there should be a little stream up ahead, and it's right there. So far, you know, we haven't missed any. We're having a nice little pleasant journey, chat. There's one of them, chat. This one tells us about hidden arts, which is fair. It's a little loose with the advice at the bottom, I would say. It's not the most clear of when we should do it. It again tries to advise us. I don't know if I would say it does so successfully, necessarily. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap around to the north. That should be the next closest one. Oh, did I never walk through here? Oh, I guess I never actually took this path ever at any point. Oops. So yeah, we could go ahead and unlock that shortcut. I think that creature is about to catch up to us. We're on our way. You know what? We'll fight it real quick. We'll get movement speed from this. As you can see, they're just kind of insta-deaths. That to me is worth it. One other thing I want to make sure we do, since we are done with the game, let's just make sure that we are on the lowest difficulty to speed up the fights. Because we'll take advantage of wind stepping as often as possible. So we definitely have gotten this one before. So this one had a lot of information in it. It was a little hard to take in for people that are not familiar with the series, but it was associating the stat debuffs with the elements with the status effects. So it's something we don't have to necessarily memorize, but it's just kind of explaining that. Like, you might have noticed it if you were looking around. I think this is, yeah, this is the entrance I want to go to. You might have noticed it if you were checking out the potentials of the different skills. I believe there's one more over here. And then we have our favorite character bouncing into view, chat. So let's see, it should be right here. And indeed it is. Okay, I mean, like, explaining manual and semi-auto, the differences between them. Just like how, oops, as we get attacked. I mean, semi-auto, I feel like most players will just kind of leave it on that and not really change it. Whereas if you were living the true, like, Symphonia experience, you set that to manual and you just Demon Fang away. You never approach the enemy. You're like, why do that? Why do that ever? So now we're going to teleport into Lady Lake itself, and we're going to view the Lady Lake Sanctuary monument and see how that goes. Ooh, look at that money drain away, chat. All that money we worked hard to get, all gone. I think. Where was it at in here? One moment. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not in the sanctuary itself. It's right outside. See, this is why you gotta double check notes, chat. Here it is. We've definitely seen this one before. Like, this one is... This one was pretty weak, chat. I think this is, like, the start of the bad ones, where it's like, you could recover health by life bottle winning battle. Like, We don't really need a tutorial on that. I mean, it's just one of those items you kind of receive. I don't know. This is where I feel like this one was more self-explanatory. So I'm just checking where the next one happens to be. Oh, it's not too far from us at all, actually. Yeah, HP ones are usually the weakest. But now that we're in a town, we get wind stepping, so here we have yet another monument. Okay. This one might be contender for one of the worst ones. I mean, chat, just listen to this line said out loud. You should always keep your SC level high, ... except when you shouldn't. Seriously, Zestiria? Seriously? When you think you can defeat the enemy, by all means go all out. The enemy attacks frequently, though, you'll need to guard more, which gives you more SC. Chat, that's how I feel when I read this. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna go to outside the aqueduct. Sorry about these short pauses. I'll try not to consult the map too often. But I do need to roughly figure out which ones we've done so far. So we're gonna take this outside the aqueduct one. Fortunately, there weren't any in the forest leaving Elysia. I guess they didn't want to code for it. Oh. Huh. There's apparently something else we can do here, chat. We'll do that. We'll do that afterwards. We're not going to focus on that. We are not interrupting our run at this point. But we will acknowledge that there is one side story we could see. We'll go back for it, chat. Seraphic Arts. I mean, this one's also pretty useful. But I have to roll my eyes a little about the, in other words, don't get caught sans serif. Yeah, chat, I'm not really sure how we are missing side stories at this point, I'm gonna be honest, because if we were to talk to Rose, she only talks about the final battle, so... Oops, I guess. We'll call it an oops. We'll go clean that up eventually, chat, don't worry about that. So now we have to go into the aqueduct, but because I don't want to trigger that cutscene since that would break the flow, we're just going to go back into the inn and teleport there directly. So the worst thing that happens is we have to kind of wrap around the building. Let's go ahead into the aqueducts themselves. Oh, we can actually just go in front of exit. That's fine. That's exactly where I want to go, actually. Let me consult where it is. It should just be in that little zigzag room there. Let's continue downwards. It might have to do with the kids that are thieves, if I had to guess, but we'll see after this which one it is specifically. Ah, here it is. Almost walked right by it, chat. I mean, to me, I feel like this is kind of a lie. I don't know. There's certain fights in normal I don't feel were play tested. I'm gonna be real honest. I don't particularly find it enjoyable when the bosses just kind of one-shot you. Like, I don't know why they thought that was okay. I don't feel like when we play a real action-heavy game, we should ever hit an encounter that just instantly annihilates us unless we are purposely raising the difficulty. So I feel like they need to take a step back and really reassess what they thought difficulty is. But yeah, a tutorial on normal difficulty, I would say, is also pretty unneeded. I would think the chat would agree. So far, the chat seems to be in agreement that probably the worst one was the one where it's you should do this, except when you shouldn't. That one was pretty bad. Normal difficulty is up there for uselessness, though. It's like, well, yeah, I don't need to know about normal difficulty. It's normal difficulty. It, by definition, is the normal difficulty. So this one is also a useful tutorial, just as a reminder of how to use the Banish Blast, how to heal. You know, this would have been when we first got Lila, for example. That's not like a terrible placement. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a left here, and we're gonna go to beneath the palace, and we're gonna clean up those as well. Oops, hello. Weaknesses and resistances, that's fine. So this one's just talking about the power hit. I mean, I feel like most of this stuff you could kind of figure out on your own. We'll leave that one up there for a little bit. So I believe that is all the ones in this particular area. So let's walk into the area beneath the palace. And there should be exactly one in there, if I'm not mistaken. How's the chat doing? How does it feel, chat? We got through Zestiria. Is there a sense of relief? How does the chat feel? We're on our little victory lap right now. I just want to check one thing over here. Okay, it was a silver chest. Sorry, that had been bothering me. I remember there was a chest you could collect there, but I couldn't recall. Yeah, let's get into a random fight. We're moving a little too slow. We kill these things almost instantly anyway.
Well done. That was radiant.
Yeah, that's worth the time. So let's see. There should be one in one of the jail cells. I think it is this one, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that. We got a nice little herb. We can use that later. So this one is like, I don't know about the usefulness of this one in particular. I feel like you kind of notice it. I don't feel you need to be explicitly told that if you have a light blue bar when you armatize, you get health. I feel like it's just something you kind of notice at some point.
Are you ready?
So let's clean up these enemies, and we are done with everything in Lady Lake. So we're gonna go ahead and proceed to the Galahad Ruins. So I'm gonna go ahead to the southern save point, and we'll go from there. Oops. I'm getting attacked a lot while I'm verifying notes. How rude of them. I want to autopilot walk.
Take this. We won't lose to you.
There we go. We're getting there, Chad. We've gotten through quite a lot of them. So let us go ahead to here. Actually, I'm thinking... How do I get to the entrance of this place, actually? There we go. I want to go from here. I'm actually going to take the Lady Lake entrance, just because I have a better frame of reference from there. It's a little easier for me to go from the front to the back than the back to the front. Especially since there's one that's just, like, right here. So weaknesses and resistances. Also damage increases each time a different art of the same element is used. So this is kind of useful to know. I don't know if you would pick up on this right away, but it is really core to beating the higher difficulties. I'll give that one a pass. Because if you do swap elements often, basically it's anti-spam prevention. If you decide to actually use different arts in your combo, it will generally make you do more damage once the power hit is active. So this one's about targeting. I don't feel like it needs... I feel like this one's pretty useless. Okay, so now we're gonna continue forward into the enemy as I try to rotate. No problem. There's so many of them, chat. I think what we'll also do, just to make sure, is once we go to the final one located in Hexen Isle, we're gonna take one last look at all the tutorials, and we'll give a proper send-off, chat. So let's see. There should be one, I believe, here. So let's continue upwards a little bit. Take advantage of the quick step. Now, I think the downside to this, actually... One thing. Let's not even bother leveling Zavid's point of interest. I just want wind stepping. maxed. I'd rather get the movement speed than him to level at this point.
Is that a monolith?
Oh, chat, there's one we haven't found. How did I miss this one? Oh, chat. Oh, I'm so excited. A tutorial we haven't seen before. We're at 181. Oh my god, how is that even possible? Oh, anyway. Quick stepping. Oh, chat, listen. Oh, chat, we never learned how to use quick stepping. What a shame. So since we've never seen it before, if we use guard button plus down to quick step backwards, we can use it to evade sideways attacks. As when you dodge top-down attacks with the sidestep, this is called a quick evade. If an enemy looks diagonal, in most cases, it could be dodged with the backstep. Oh my gosh, chat. Oh. So now we're going to descend to another floor. And then there's going to be the last one on B2. I know, Chad. See that? We have to go back and clean it up. See, we can't even assume... Like, we've walked by that a lot. I must have just, like, grazed it in the initial playthrough and not gotten it. I mean, Chad, we beat this game without quick stepping, right? It's definitely just like, oh, it's a mystery. just magic happens. Oh boy, chat. Look at that. We're accruing fusion points. You know what, Lila? Since we're here, we might as well just say, you know what? Why don't you just do some snack prep? Why not? So we're gonna make a sharp right here. And we're gonna make a left, and that should be the last monument within this location. Which is talking about dropped items. This one's just saying when the first time you beat an enemy, double drop chance. If you seek a certain piece of equipment, use the command focus attacks. I feel like the focus attack one is not really that useful. I mean, it's just... I don't know. I feel like you should be able to gather that that's what the command does. But it is useful to know that the first enemy you kill has the double drop chance. Like, that's something... Even if you play a lot of battles, I'm not sure you would ever notice, as opposed to might notice. So we're going to go ahead to the northwest of Grifflet Bridge. We're going to see where exactly this puts us. So I think this puts us a little too far to the south. So we're going to back up a little bit and round the corner. So I hope the chat is ready. I'm going to ask you what the worst tutorial was. We're going to see if there's any disagreements. So far, I think I feel like the major contender is the SC Chain one, so far, for me. This is another one where I'm, like, on the fence. It's like, it's good to know that stunning gives the blast gauge, but I feel like you would also kind of notice that at some point. There's certain ones where I feel like the player should just be assumed to be able to figure that out on their own, and that to me kind of falls into that category. I love that even when I go to the map, there's just the giant phoenix head. But in any case, we are going to wrap around here and go right in front of the Great Tree. So let's proceed along the path here. We should probably get into another fight just for more movement speed. But oh boy, chat, we are doing a victory lap on Zestiria, and it feels so good to be done with the game. I'm gonna be 100% honest. We've gotten about as much as we were gonna get out of the game, and you know, I feel like there were some pretty memorable scenes in there. Probably not for the reasons they intended. Oh, well, we've seen this one before. The only thing that I feel like is kind of important to know is that quick evade does not trigger for knockback attacks. feel like most of that was pretty useless. There should be... Oh, let me just get the herb since we're here. Then we'll get into a fight.
Be on your guard!
Ezra and Crimson! Not yet!
How about who's next?
Not too bad, not too bad. There should be one... Oh, there it is. I just didn't see it at first.
Done.
Now we learned about switching Seraphim. This one's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. This one's pretty dumbo, chat. Like, oh gee, the elemental Seraphim should be swapped into when they are the element the enemy's weak against. Like, what a waste of text. Could we agree with that, chat? Like, what a waste. Did you know if the enemy's weak to fire, you should use the fire seraph? Like, what a trashy tutorial, chat. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go back to, let's see, let's go to the Spirit Crest next. So it's been a little while since we've been here, but not too far from the entrance should be a monument. I'm just gonna pick up those herbs just because. So there's our first one. And now we just have to be on the lookout for the next one. So this one talks about Blast Gauge. Or excuse me, Chain Blast explicitly. I feel like the description of Chain Blast itself kind of makes this one irrelevant, honestly. So this one's another pretty weak tutorial. Let's see, we're just gonna go ahead and gather these last little bits of herbs. And we will also get into another fight very soon, because we want to refresh our movement speed. So hello, Mountain Troll. You will be our sacrifice. Oh, that's right, they upgraded. I should probably dodge them then, because they're gonna take a little too long to kill. But at least we know now, chat.
You can learn.
Well, hopefully we can make up 15 seconds of combat. It's not the worst, I guess. So I believe there's another tutorial right here. Ooh, that enemy wants to give us a nasty surprise, but we're not interested in that. Not at all. This one's talking about the combo effects. So this one's actually kind of nice to know, just for clarity. I feel like this is one where I think it's okay just to get the specific breakdown, and then it gives an example. So it's trying to encourage players to not button spam, which, you know, I'm going to say I'll give that one a pass, chat. There's not many I'm going to say that to. Hello, herbs. Ooh. We need to continue to go up the mountain just a little bit higher. Yeah, most players would not know that doing different moves reduces the gauge in different ways. Not from a casual standpoint anyway, unless the game tells you. Why do we have another switching Seraphim one? Like, this is another one I honestly don't feel like they need to explain, like, at all. Some bonus skills will add an elemental attack to the first hit. I mean, that's... I don't know how useful that one is either, honestly. Very, very questionable, chat. So we're just going to proceed to the next save point, and now we're going to backtrack to the Great Tree City. Let's see. So we're keeping it like roughly the order that we went in the game, just because it's a little easier for me to keep track of. So I believe I want to go to the southern entrance first. because that puts me very close to another monument, and it is around the corner. When the going gets tough. Ugh. This one's also pretty annoying. It's like, use item shops. Like, game, I don't really want to be told that by you at any point. I like how it's like really excited that fusing skills is like such a good thing, and then this is like when you do it in the game, it's like, hey, I have a really cool skill I want to make sure it goes on the next item, and then it just doesn't do it at all. It doesn't work the way you want it to. Oh, chat. So we're gonna pick up another herb. View those beautiful bushes. We learned about the 3 types of arts of martial arts. I think the problem with this one is that these strengths and weaknesses are reiterated multiple times. So for now, this one gets a pass. But I guarantee you we will see physical strikes will beat seraphic arts like 3 different times. And now we have a strategy one here. Party members are going to armatize using LB. That one's pretty pointless. It's like, hey, did you check out the menu? The menu of strategy? Maybe strategy would help you with strategy. Like, to me, I just kind of see that and just don't really understand, chat. I just like, just let the player go through the menu. Like, you could give descriptions per menu option, but I don't need to be told that it's in a menu. Like, I would naturally go there if it's well designed. So we have a monument within this museum. So we're going to take in that the armatization, I guess it teaches you how it calculates damage, which is not the most important thing, but I guess I'll give that one an okay. Oh, this is like where we first start messing with the blast gauge. Very, very interesting. Okay, that one's actually fine. So we have some strangely decent ones as opposed to passable ones. So to me, this feels a little weird. I feel like we're kind of we're going off script. Oh, and this is a tutorial for the worst aspect of Zestiria. Oh my gosh, I hate this mechanic, chat. This is exactly why I don't like the combat in this game. Whenever the enemy just gets like an atrocious amount of super armor, I am definitely triggered, chat. Like, I definitely get really mad that I'm like trying to prep a slow move and our ally just decides not to do anything, and that is one of the most frustrating experiences in this game. Because I feel like a majority of the time it is not your fault, and there's nothing you could have done about it. Now, one thing I'm not as certain about is where this next one is. So I'm just going to double check. Oh, I think I took the wrong entrance, I believe. Let me make sure. Go through the door. Ooh, I'm not sure where this one is, chat. We're going to do a little exploration. I'm not seeing it line up with something that I'm familiar with. Oh, wait, this is the boss room. No, this one can't be right. Sorry about that. We'll back up then. We've gotten one new tutorial, so we do need that. I believe we just have to kind of explore the rest of the dungeon. It's also weird hearing the Happy Town music in this area, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I see where we have to go now. Let me get into this fight first, though. Oh, this is absolutely worth it. Look how quick that was, chat. So, my goal is actually the southeast corner there. That's what I get for not having clearer notes, chat. That's definitely my bad. Well, let's go up the stairs. We'll also take some more herbs, just because, chat. There should be the last one we're looking for here, which is the effect monument. So, I feel like this one is good. I would consider this more of an advanced tutorial. I think that one's actually good because no one really wants to kind of figure out every single one of those mechanics on their own. So yay! Effect tutorials, chat. Like there's a lot of depth, I would say, in how they implement the mechanics, but the problem is the way you could play the game has no depth. So it's like all those little mechanics are just like so irrelevant in the game. We don't really care. Oh hey chat, we missed a super chest here, which just gives us an anthro ring. So that's nice. So now we are going to leave this area and we're going to proceed to the Boar's Ruins, I think is next on the list. So we're gonna go from... Actually, where will this put us? It might be easier if I do it from here. Yeah, let's do it from Marland. I think it's easier if I do it from the outside because I think I see where to go. I'd rather not go backwards, as I said before. So the Boar's Ruin should just be south of us. I didn't see myself on the mini-map at first, so I was a little confused. So far not too many tutorials that we've missed, but we're still pretty early on in the list, unfortunately. Oh boy, chat.
That's the way.
Let's go ahead and check the elements and status one. This one's also, I think, good. So they're kind of back on track again. So good for you, tutorials. You are proving our assumptions of them all being useless a little less true, but only a little less, chat. Only a little less. So I'm just seeing where the next one happens to be. I think it might be in the next area because I don't see it in here. Yeah. So we're gonna make our way to the southeast. I almost bumped into that monster. I feel like some of the earlier ones are more useful, but I have a feeling by the end, when it gives us like our 5th HP one, we're gonna go like absolutely wild of just how dumb it is. So we have our super senses here, and we're just gonna continue over here and talk about grade. This is another one I honestly don't feel like is necessary. Like, nah, they're gonna tell us about the other mechanics anyway. Like, we don't really need to know.
That was unexpectedly.
That was a pretty fast fight, chat, so we're moving right along. We're gonna wrap around to the left, and that should be the last monument that's in here. I don't know if we really need the breakdown on the words. I'm gonna say this one is not passable. I feel like these are also things that you just kind of learn. So not too impressed with that final tutorial. Now we're gonna go ahead and proceed to the Glaveland Basin. Oops, as I go to use the save point, but I was slightly too far away. I blame Phoenix. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, that's right, it counts as this. So we're gonna go from the Highland Outpost, so I have a point of reference. You get to hear this updated music, not too bad, chat. So I believe we'll come across the first one just by going up this northern path right here. See, some of these I feel like we might have missed. That's why we're gonna keep an eye out, chat. Or actually, I think I walked right by it. Oops. Too far, chat, too far. There it was. It was on the other side. I was like, wait a minute. I don't have to move that far for the first monument. Okay, so what is this one? Guarding. No, we really do not need to be taught how to guard. And I feel like the other tutorials have covered guard actions at this point, so this one's pretty useless. So I'm just seeing where the last two are. I think we're actually going to use a save point to teleport to the other side. Let's not mess around, chat. Let's go to the Roland's outpost. Ooh, we're getting so close, chat. Oh, there's one of the ones we're interested in. See, okay, here's what I'm talking about. See how we're seeing references to the martial arts again? Lines like that are really not necessary. This one will only get the pass because it talks about the super armor on spellcasting. That whole central sentence, I think that is all one sentence. Yeah, that is just a very long sentence. That sentence is not really all that useful, honestly. I feel like the player should be able to figure out when they want to use it at that point. Like, the player should be informed about the super armor, but everything else is kind of irrelevant. The lizard man really wants me, chat. Are these soldiers not gonna stop that? Okay. Bad enemy. Yeah, like, at this point in the game, we've gone, like, 20-something hours.
Don't get careless out there.
Because keep in mind, we would have had to gone through, like, the noble mansion and all those other fun things. So unfortunately, the game is making us get into combat here. Whereas I don't mind combat in certain areas due to speed. These enemies take just a little too long, arguably. But hopefully with this speed enhancement, we can ignore them. Let's see Phoenix making sure we can't see anything. Now, oh my gosh, another hit point one, chat. Okay, chat, this is now the second time that it is talked about slowly recover HP while they're on standby. Like, this is where, like, the fact that all of these are scattered shows just, like, how redundant a lot of this information is. So we've already seen most of that, and it's like, maybe you should switch out while you're still alive. And I'm like, yes? Like, that one's pretty bad, chat. It's like, listen, if you got this far in the game and you haven't armatized and figured out when to armatize, you are not playing, like, very well at all. You're probably struggling on normal. Like, that is absolutely does not apply to us at all. It might be our third HP tutorial. I have a terrible short-term memory. That's why I have to keep checking the map every now and then. Oh yeah, put us at the southern teleport. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. The Phoenix making sure we only see orange, chat. There is only orange. And this one is also completely unnecessary. The only thing that you might get out of this is the item drop rate, but the twice the grade kind of thing is like you literally hit a button after you're done with combat and it tells you that. You don't need the game to explain that to you because you could hit a button after any combat, and I'll even show you again. Like, as soon as we get the grade breakdown, like, we don't need a tutorial on the grade breakdown. Madness, chat. It's absolute madness. So we're gonna get into a fight here, just to speed things up. See, now we're having the nice one-shot city. We're finally rewarded for hard work, chat. I forgot to show off the grade, but we'll show that off at some point. Just to show how pointless some of those tutorials are, honestly. So I think what we'll do is we'll hit the one that's near this town entrance, and then we're going to swing around to the Great Stump over there. I'm trying to recall where this one was specifically. Oh, there it is. We're just accruing fusion, snacks. Okay, this one is pretty bad. This one is super bad. They wrote so much text for moderate and hard, and then like they end it with friends will also marvel at how cool you are. Like, just bleh. That's how I feel, chat, when I read that. Like, come on. This game is like so anti-co-op, and it just feels so ironic for them to talk about like you could show your friends, and I'm like, this is literally one of the worst Tales games to play in co-op. Even Tales of Destiny 1 had better co-op than this game, and that was on the PlayStation 1 and you needed the multi-tap. Like, I'm calling you out, Tales of Zestiria. Makes no sense. And for future reference, yes, Tales of Destiny 1 co-op is a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. It's such a shame though, because you need items to actually do co-op. Which is why I said before, that used to be one of the worst ones for co-op, because it's just so early and they didn't know if people would do it or not. This is yet another one to talk about boosting the grade. Useless. It's actually useless, chat. Like, that one, useless. We could see what boosts the grade. Just play the game and observe the grade after combat. Like, it's just maddening, chat. It really is. So hey, we're making it further down the list at least. So we'll go to the Tentacle Ruins for now, and we'll go from the small room. Look at our money dwindle away. I'm like, even though there's things that like didn't exist at the time but exist now, like the sharing of the game via Steam or things like Parsec, I still would not recommend this game to people. Even with those to allow for more like varied multiplayer, I can't do it, chat. I can't do that to you. Alright, so we're gonna unfortunately have to go further into the dungeon. I'm just taking in the status ailments one. So I don't know if this one also needs to be explained. That one is like, I'm not sure. I'm like 50-50. There's some interesting information on it, but at this point in the game, you should also know it. So that one is if it was placed anywhere else, it would have been useful. So I don't know what to consider that as a category, chat. So we're going to have to go ahead and go to the leftmost wheel here. Look, chat's asking if the stream died. Nope. I think it had a brief spike, but it's still good. Hopefully. So we're going to go ahead and descend these stairs. But we are getting so close. We'll make sure everybody in the chat is able to view the next tutorial. Plus, I have to get into a fight anyway. That enemy is too quick for us.
Indeed.
Goodbye, enemy. Ooh, it's on the other side there. That is unfortunate. I was gonna say, the downside to if it did stop recording on Twitch briefly, it will be harder to make a highlight. So, I don't know, chat. If it did it, I don't think I'm gonna make it a separate highlight. I'll leave it just in the VOD if people want to go back to consult it. I originally wanted to do something helpful to the community, but if Twitch decides that it needs to be in 2 videos, I don't really want to make a 2-part highlight. We'll see. But in any case, now it's talking about 3 types of arts again. I like the words utterly crush. That one gets to me. That one's okay. But again, we're getting into the point of the game where we really have to start judging like how late into the game it's telling this information. And I feel like by the time you're here, most tutorials are way too much. Like we are a good distance into it. We don't really need to be taught more. So we're gonna go ahead and switch over to Last and Bell. And I believe if I do in front of the East Gate, I will have everything lined up with how I can kind of remember things. There should be one directly to the right of us. And indeed there is. So this one's just talking about... this action, you can do this. So this one's just talking about something in the future. I feel like this comes up naturally and is a completely redundant tutorial. This one, if you look up the definition of this when you unlock the ability, it already tells you how to do this. So that's definitely over-explanation. Tutorial definitely not needed there. And we have another Seraphic Art one. This one, again, is also not really important to know, because either you've been playing the game the way that the game wants you to play, and that's to grind endless encounters, and you should have it already by now, or you're a player that doesn't really need it, so again, it's just irrelevant. Like, anything where it tells us a battle action description is pretty useless. I feel like this one is also in the category of redundant because we learn a lot of this information from all the previous tutorials. So to me, not super interesting. We're gonna go ahead and exit here to the west, and I'll also take these herbs just because. It's just like, why even bother giving battle actions descriptions if you're just gonna re-explain them like 20 times? I just don't get what the purpose is. So there should be a tutorial right here. We're not calling them monuments anymore, Chad, let's be honest. Like, this to me is like kind of condescending. This is one of the ones where it's like, maybe you've seen super bosses. Maybe if you are complaining the game is too hard because we didn't balance it properly, maybe it's your fault, player. And I'm like, no, it's not my fault. You just chose to make the system for getting stats as inconvenient as possible. That's not my fault. I did not have this issue with other Tales games. Like, listen, if I could do a 999 hit combo in Zestiria, I should not have issues with Zestiria. I'll put it that way. Just absolute silliness, chat. So now we're going to come over here. We're going to embrace the orange. And then once we are done embracing the orange, we're going to come over to yet another tutorial.
I can sense the ancient tongue. We're near one.
Chat, it's a new tutorial. Oh, there we go. See, that reinvigorates me. Because I'm like, there's just so many we've missed. We're at above 180, chat. Like, it's madness. It's absolute madness. Power links. Do not underestimate power links. Enemies connected by power links enjoy massive boosts to their stats, putting you in grave danger if you get hit by them. I'm not sure how we missed this one. I, again, must have turned off the monument detection by accident. So that would be a big ol' oops on my part. So now the next one is not really all that close to us, but it's still within this area. I think if I do the one leading to the south, I think this is the one that I want. See, that one I'm really surprised didn't trigger. I must have put like snack prep on our character or something, because Saray did go on snack prep for a while. Yeah, we know about effect potential, that's fine. I'm gonna let you in a little spoiler, chat. Healing arts in this game and Zestiria are actually a waste of your time unless you are playing on simple. Because most of the time they barely heal you anything, like we're talking in the range of like 400. And that's even at this point in the game, they will only heal 400. There's some rare ones like Healing Circle that might heal us like 1500. But they're usually just a waste of your time. Unless the enemy is really weak, then you could argue that it would be worth doing. But if you try doing that on a boss, you just cannot... Even if you guard the enemy, you're just gonna die. So now we're gonna go switch over to a new location. We're gonna go to the southwest hunting ground exit. So that should lead us pretty close to the next one. I know the chat is like, wow. So chat, we still have more tutorials. We have at minimum one more we have not seen during the rest of the stream. And since we ran out of movement speed, we're gonna go ahead and attack this guy to keep going.
Let's get him! Burning blitz, not yet! Hail and Tandem!
There's still more!
Dance at the light!
Here goes! Crimson Bang!
Goodbye, enemy.
Nice to be able to put my hair...
So we're gonna go ahead and touch that one tutorial here. And again, we're just accruing fusion points in case we wanted to continue.
Saw a monolith written in ancient tongue.
We missed this one too? Wow, look at this chat. This is why we take notes and then we double check when we're done. Okay, so this one is on, let's see, that's tutorial number 183. There's so many tutorials. I'm so sorry, chat. I'm so sorry for people that thought this game would not give you a couple of tutorials. So this one is on elements and status. When you trigger stat up and stat down effects multiple times, the effects won't completely compound on each other, but they will be enhanced. Use all sorts of arts and combinations to trigger new effects and give you the strength you need to take on the toughest foes. I guess that one's okay. I guess, chat. Everybody's very excited to see new tutorials. I know. Listen, it's not Tales of Tutoria unless we get more tutorials, and we need more tutorials. Now, the real question is will we get another tutorial when we finish getting all the tutorials? Because that would make me smile, chat. I don't think I've ever bothered getting all of the monuments before in a normal run. But you know what? We're going to acknowledge that this is what the game expects us to do if we want to get an ability. Because we will get something after beating this. And, yeah, we'll see what happens from there. We'll have, like, one last little skit, and then we can give a standing ovation to game with possibly the most interrupting tutorials. And then we'll move on to the next game. So I think the chat was talking a little bit about Zestiria, so we'll go ahead and get that set up, I think, later. I probably should have, in retrospect, just gone back to the save point and then used the one near the Crucible, because I didn't realize there was a save point over there, so that's also a big oops, but we'll try to fight something to get our movement speed back. At least it wasn't too bad of a walk, but I do miss the movement speed bonus. And then as soon as we collect this one, we're going to go ahead and go to Pendrago. So that's not too bad. This one's about combo effects. I guess that one's okay. We'll put that in the okay territory, chat. So it's just saying that if you increase the normal amount of moves you could do in a combo from 4 up to 5, it's just telling you how the Switch Blast works. Which I guess is okay. It's just okay. It's not phenomenal or anything. So now we're gonna go over to Pendrago. Does chat even remember some of the locations we visited? Did they seem like a blur? Misunderstandings. Oh. Chat, we're gonna have to come back to this. We don't have time for this, chat. We could do all these later ones at some point, but not right now. So this one is, I believe, this way. So we'll take advantage of the wind stepping within the town. That one might just be because we completed the other event and haven't been to an inn. I'm thinking that's what that is, because we've used these inns like a million times at this point. So we're going to go ahead and get Armatization. I feel like this one is also not really worth it. So now we're going to try to find the Gaferis ruins. That's next up on the list in terms of things we've ordered. But we're getting through them, chat. It helps that some of them were kind of front-loaded. Oh, they're talking about Alicia. I guess that's maybe some of the conversations we missed, chat. I guess we never tried to follow up with Alicia here. We just kind of left. Like they want to have a skit here, and I'm like, nah. I don't feel like it. Now I'm trying to recall where this one is. I don't want to go to Where was the Gefaris ruins? This I should have written down in my notes. I feel bad. Sorry, chat. I have to remember where this is. Oh, it's still in the Pure Lot. That's right. A lot of the ruin names kind of blur together to me, so I'm like, which one was it again? But we want to go to this one. So we just need to go down one floor, and then we should be able to get to the monument. And that's the only one that's here. Ooh. Yeah, we're having a little bit of a stream dip there. That's kind of unfortunate. So yeah, we'll definitely hold off on doing any major gaming, because I'm not sure why I'm having internet drops. But the best I can really do is get into a fight here and let the stream kind of collect itself for a bit.
That was unexpectedly tough.
So I was gonna say, this is kind of outside my control, unfortunately. But I guess for the YouTube video of the VOD, because none of this will probably go to Twitch at this point, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to go and collect this. So this one will be one that we have to see later, I think. Well, I'll just mention that it's the status ailments. So this one's just talking about the undead. I mean, this one isn't like the worst, I guess, but again, not super great. So now we're gonna head to the Cambria Caverns, and I will pause for one moment just to see if I could get the stream back up and running. So 1 second.